Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Side Busters.
Line drive, left field, base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes his 2nd run home, and the Sodbusters have the lead.
Us Hastings kids, we kind of have our own little crowd going on in the corner, so it's been a blast.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3, and the Sodbusters are out of trouble in the 7th.
I kind of get what's expected, and we're supposed to do it the right way, everything else, but at the end of the day, it is summer baseball, and we're here to improve every day, but also have a lot of fun.
Sodbuster Baseball.
Previously in the summer, I got to play with a kid from Japan, so that's a cool connection there, and it's just nice getting to know everybody and seeing what they like, kind of maybe they show me something that I'll like and enjoy and take on for the rest of my life. You never know.
Swing and a miss. And the Hastings Sodbusters have won for the 3rd time in a row.
You got to make sure you have your composure and stay true to who you are up there. You got to be able to know what kind of baseball player you are, and you got to play to your strengths.
The Hastings Side Busters.
The Hastings Sodbusters are coming off their first series win of the year, going to South Dakota and taking 2 out of 3 from the Zap. Now Monday is win number 1 day at home. How about that, as the Sodbusters take on the Casper Spuds? It was a long time coming as Hastings opened the year with 10 straight losses. They come in now 2-11, but a little spring in the step. Winning will do that, and now it's back home for a 3-game series with a team that swept them in a doubleheader a week ago, the Casper Spuds. So a little payback time tonight, perhaps. Hastings will go with one of its top pitchers today, Marcus Miller, as the Sodbusters look for a win on the home field here at historic Duncan Field today. A busy pregame, and welcome to Duncan Field, as we're going to be bringing you a couple of features. Jacob Shaw has been outstanding in the closer's role for this Hastings team this year, and when we come back, we'll get a interview with the winning head coach, Joel Skipper. Ryan Valenta will conduct that when we come back. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
This is Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. We are here pregame with head coach Joel Skipper, returning from a very successful road trip. 2 wins, the first 2 Sodbuster wins of the season, both in dominating fashion over the Oahe Zap. Joel, they didn't get to treat the fans with the first Sodbuster win at home, but got 2 on the road. What was the key to breaking out of that 10-game slump?
Yeah, I think we cleaned some stuff up. I think starting pitching played a huge part in that. Brayton Anderson did a great job on our Friday night game, kind of giving us six innings, and then I thought Dalton pitched pretty well too on that Sunday game. So I thought starting pitching kind of started us off, then the sticks kind of came alive. So a great first series win for us.
And this was a team that had lost 10 games in a row, and it just seems like you were down early most of the game. First game, you come out and score 6 runs in the first inning. How did that set the tone for the rest of the series?
Yeah, that was awesome. Definitely put, I think, everybody at ease. I think Braden was able to just kind of go in and do his thing with that run support. So we're really kind of fortunate, and I thought we had some good at-bats to kind of start that game off and set the tone for the weekend. So hoping to do the same tonight.
14 runs on Friday, just 2 runs in the loss on Saturday, but 9 more runs and a shutout on Sunday. What clicked for the offense in those 3 games?
I think we've been doing some, kind of getting better as a hitting team, each week, each game. I think the approaches were solid at the plate. We've been kind of getting ourselves out a lot in that 10-game kind of slump we had, so I think the guys kind of tightened up their approaches a little bit. Situational hitting was a lot better, so I think just kind of taking the pressure off themselves a little bit, and hitting's contagious, obviously, so that when they come in bunches. That was kind of good to see.
So you guys had Monday through Thursday off. You had 4 days off, which you don't see a whole lot of in the summer season. And first days off really you had for the whole season so far. Did those help, or what did those 4 days off help you with?
Yeah, it definitely helped. I think, we were able to give the guys the first day off, just kind of rest their legs a little bit. And then we were able to do a couple practices and just kind of work on some things. And I think that played a big part in coming out strong on the weekend. So it's nice having some rested legs going into that series.
Now you're playing a Casper team who you saw last weekend and lost a doubleheader. Obviously Mother Nature played a little bit of a factor in that. Now what you know after playing the past 2 games, Casper, how do you attack them and get the dub today?
I think we got to work ahead from a pitching perspective. They have some pretty big guys, man, some good hitters that really thrive in hitters count. So hopefully Miller can be working from ahead all day, making routine plays. A couple of those killed us in our last series against them. And then just trying to, score early and often. Just kind of throw that first punch and just kind of keep going from there.
He is head coach Joel Skipper on Sodbuster Baseball. They face Casper in game 1 of 3 of the series here in Hastings. You're listening to Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
It is the Sodbuster Spotlight. Steve Stein with Jacob Shaw. He's a Hastings guy, and nice to have him back as a Sodbuster for the 3rd year. Jacob, I know wins have been hard to come by for the team overall, but you've done a pretty good job. Talk a little bit about how you feel you've done here in the early going.
I've thought I've done my role pretty well, just going out there competing, giving us a shot to win.
And the opportunity to come back here after maybe a tough spring. Talk a little bit about what you want to accomplish this summer in terms of X's and O's, if you will, on the mound.
At school, I kind of struggled with spraying the ball around a little bit, and my goal coming here is just to fill up the strike zone, punch guys out, and just compete.
How tough was it in the spring down in Oklahoma? I mean, it was an awful spring here in Nebraska where, you're battling 30-degree temperatures, high winds. Was it a little nicer weather, or was it just tough to get any kind of decent weather to play down in Oklahoma?
For the most part, it was pretty nice, but, being in Oklahoma, there's always the wind aspect, so, keeping the ball down and not letting anything get up in the air was pretty key.
You're down at Northwest Oklahoma State. Has that been a good fit after your time at Cloud County?
Oh, for sure. I kind of think of Alva kind of just like Cloud. It's a small town, small community. Everyone supports us pretty well, but yeah, it's treating me well.
You mentioned the fact the role changed. How tough was that from you going from a starter's role to the bullpen? Was that difficult in the spring?
It was definitely difficult because I didn't start a game until I went there, and then I was a bullpen guy at Cloud, so it was probably since my junior year of high school. That was the first game I started, and it was kind of tough bouncing around, and then finally towards the end of the year they kind of honed me in on being the closer, the high leverage guy, so it was nice being there.
And it sounds like maybe Sodbusters, that's where you wanted to be, and maybe that's where they wanted you to be coming into the summer, right?
Yeah, absolutely. When I talked to Scotty on the phone during the spring, he said, yeah, we're going to have you as the high leverage guy, closer guy, and that's perfectly fine by me. Closing the door for games.
We're talking with Jacob Shaw, Hastings guy. How special is it to spend at least one more summer here playing at Duncan Field after some high school and Legion memories?
Oh man, it's great. I can't get enough of this ballpark, man. I can't get enough of it.
And especially pitching here. I feel bad for a guy like Braden Anderson. As we speak, he's not pitched here yet. He's done really well on the road because if you do your job, pitching in this ballpark can be pretty special.
Absolutely, just filling up the strike zone is key here. Walks will kill you, but players are going to get themselves out here if they. Any ball in the air is pretty much an out here. So yeah, but I'm sure we'll see Braden on the mound here sometime this week. So it'll be fun to watch.
I know over the last few years you've gone from one of the young guys to now probably one of the oldest guys on the team. Talk a bit about your role. Do you see yourself as a leader? Do you try to kind of get guys calmed down when things aren't going well?
Absolutely. I mean, we don't have a pitching coach right now. He's coming here in the next few weeks, but I try and manage the staff, help out where I can. Definitely matured over the years, but yeah.
Is that led you to, I mean, thinking about a different kind of career? Do you enjoy that aspect of it? I know you're an ag business major, but all of a sudden you're, the quasi-pitching coach. You kind of like that aspect? Do you see yourself maybe staying in baseball while doing some farming?
Absolutely. I mean, I love teaching these young guys, just like, because I've been through the ringer, so it's just like any tips that I can give out and help them, it makes me feel happy.
We're talking with Jacob Shaw, and it's kind of cool to see the success stories. I mean, we've seen a guy come out, maybe struggle one day, and then turn it around the next day. I think of a couple of those guys. I don't want to mention them by name, but when you see that happen, how much pride do you take? Okay, a few things, and they can get it going. Because mentally, it's hard when you get beat around one time or you can't find the strike zone one time to come back.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Like, say I give a tip, and then they go out and fill up the strike zone, or just like made a game adjustments, and I help them do that. I mean, I'm super proud of those guys that I helped them with.
We're talking with Jacob Shaw. You know this interview is live at Duncan Field because the train's going by in the background. That's what makes this live interview a lot of fun. Okay, I think we can hear it again. An opportunity to major in ag business. How did that fit into your plans? Have you enjoyed the academics down at Northwest Oklahoma?
Oh yeah, the academics have been a blast. We have one of the best ag departments, I think, in the entire country. Teachers are great. Yeah.
One more year of college, perhaps 2 more years of baseball. Have you thought about how that dynamic's going to work?
I'm kind of just soaking it all in. I'm gonna play this next year, and then after the year ends, I'm gonna weigh the options a little bit and see where the year takes me, and then we'll go from there.
Talking with Jacob Shaw, our Hastings Sodbuster Spotlight. I'm Steve Stein.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen, a tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
This is Sodbuster Baseball, sponsored by Fisk Chiropractic, the Nebraska Lottery, and Jerry Spady Chevrolet. Steve Stein, Ryan Valenta from Duncan Field. Is almost a picture-perfect night for baseball and a picture-perfect night to pick up win number 1 on the home field. Ryan, nice road trip to South Dakota, up to Pierre, and 2 out of 3 for the Sodbusters. Probably a little different feel in the dugout today than they had the last time they were in that dugout.
Yeah, I spent most of the pregame just hanging out with the guys, just chatting, seeing how things were going. The energy was high for the most part. A lot of guys just being loose, chatting with each other and warming up, throwing the ball around. And, I mean, you got to – I wouldn't doubt it otherwise. After you lose 10 games in a row and you go on a road trip and take 2 out of 3 to get your first 2 wins of the season, and like we said, too, in dominating fashion, a 14-1 and a 9-0 win. Obviously, the Zap kind of in the same boat as the Sodbusters, just 1 win before that series. Now teams with both the 2 wins, but yeah, the energy is there, and this is going to be a team that's going to be looking to keep continuing that energy and that high offense and great pitching here tonight.
And the mentality of the 2 teams. You've got the Sodbusters winning 2 out of 3. Meanwhile, Casper comes in, coming off a 3-game series sweep at the hands of Sawtooth. So how are they doing? They tried to flush that immediately, got on a bus, and at 10 o'clock Mountain Time last night, drove all night to get to Hastings, then got some time in the bed at the motel today. So they have now made the trip. No off day for them as they come right here, and maybe the Sodbusters, you would love to see them jump right out. First of all, put a 0 on the board, and then maybe put a crooked number up early just to kind of continue the streak for both teams.
Yeah, that's something that the Sodbusters have been struggling with here at Duncan Field specifically, is letting the other team get ahead and just not being able to stay in the fight. With the exception of opening day where the Sodbusters scored a run in the first, they've been playing from behind in every other ball game, and it's hard to claw back, especially in these good teams, and this is a good Casper team that showed their claws in their doubleheader at Duncan Field last weekend. So for the Sodbusters today, it's going to be behind Marcus Miller, and it's going to be key for him put a 0, maybe 2 on the scoreboard, and they have an opposing pitcher that do the Spuds that hasn't pitched too great all season. So the ingredients are there. We'll see if the Sodbusters can make the recipe.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, the Sodbusters coming in at 2-11 under first-year head coach Joel Skipper, and his assistant coach is Corey Caranda. Leading off and playing right field is Gage Frank. It's Josh Printer, shortstop, batting second. Marcos Cabranes is at second base and batting third. Nick Jones, the DH, he'll bat fourth. Candon Coakley is at third base and batting fifth. Zach Vital catches and bats sixth. Had a really good series. We'll tell you about that as our broadcast ensues in that 2-of-3 win against the Zap. Caden Cusella plays first base and bats seventh. It's Cale Jensen, new to the lineup since we visited last. The Central City guy is in left field and batting eighth, and Ty Matson bats ninth. He is in center field. Marcus Miller making another start here at Duncan Field. The Casper Spuds go with Elijah Reeves in center field, Matthew Marsick in left field. It's Chase Burke playing right field and batting third. Chandler Stocking, outstanding middle infielder. He'll be the shortstop tonight and bat fourth. Brock Melinda is doing the catching and batting fifth. It's Easton Smith at second base, batting sixth. Nathan Martinez at third base, batting seventh. Batting eighth and doing the DH role today is Caleb Simmons, and batting ninth is the first baseman Luke Danuitz. And the pitcher today, guy who didn't make the trip the last time, he is going to be making his first start against the Sodbusters. It's Tristan Tatum. Once again for the Sodbusters, it's Frank, Printer, Cabranes, Jones, Coakley, Vital, Cusella, Jensen, and Matson with Miller on the mound. For the Spuds, Reeves, Marsick, Burke, Stocking, Melinda, Smith, Martinez, Simmons, and Danuitz with Tatum on the mound. As the Hastings Sodbusters and the Casper Spuds get set to go, Casper is directed by Mike Bowles in his first year. Andrew Mounts is the assistant coach for the Casper Spuds. Again, Casper coming in at 6-5. The Hastings Sodbusters at 2-11. Casper coming off a sweep at the hands of Sawtooth, slipped to 6-5, while the Sodbusters winning 14-1, losing 8-2, and winning 9-0 in Pierre against the Zap. It's taken out of the field, and here our national anthem
is Andrew Reed.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Or say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Sodbuster Baseball today is sponsored by Aloe, Pepsi, and Coach's Corner. This game by the number. Sodbusters, their batting average at .207 on the season. Their team ERA dropping to 3.63. Meanwhile, Casper coming in, their team batting average at .266. They've actually dropped 31 points since last weekend when the two teams met, and their team ERA at 4.45. Sodbusters going with Marcus Miller on the mound, right-hander. He is 0-1 at 2.71 ERA. He's making his third start of the year, 10.1 innings pitched. He's allowed 5 runs, 4 of those earned. He has allowed 15 hits, struck out 7, and walked 6. His last outing, a loss at the hands of Fremont when he allowed 3 earned runs over 5 innings, allowing 8 hits, striking out 3, and walking 3. The lefty will be backed up by catcher Zach Vital. At first base, it's Caden Cusella. Second baseman, Marcos Cabranes. At third base, Camden Coakley. The shortstop today is Josh Printer, and the outfield left to right, Cale Jensen, Ty Matson, and Gage Frank. Let's get ready to go. Sodbuster Baseball is here. Hope you enjoy tonight's broadcast as the Sodbusters and the Casper Spuds. First of 3 games, man, can you ask for a better night?
It is perfect here at Duncan Field. Not too hot, wind's not playing too much of a factor, and for Marcus Miller, his 3rd start on the year, owning a 3.48 ERA and 10 1/3 inning pitch, giving up 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 6 walks, 7 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .333 against him, and he's allowed 3 out of 4 base runners to steal the base off him. And for Marcus, what we've seen this season, fastball and a curveball with the occasional off-speed pitch. Marcus really his fastball in the upper 70s. He'll top out around 80, 81, maybe 82. And that off-speed, if you're not ready for it, it can make you look like a fool. Those curveballs at the low 60s, high 50 mile per hours, slow enough you couldn't even get pulled over on Highway 6. So for Miller, he'll just have to keep those hitters off target and off balance in order for him to be successful today.
Elijah Reeves will step into the right-handed box, and here we go with Sodbuster Baseball on this Monday, first of a 3-game series. As we're proud to bring you Sodbuster Baseball, Elijah Reeves batting .231 on the year. He's knocked in 4. He's scored 14 times. He's stolen 2 bases. These two teams pretty similar in terms of the way they run the bases, very similar in their stolen base numbers. His first pitch called for a strike by home plate umpire Sean Schott. Kobe Schott doing the field today as it's, they're going to give it a shot. 0-1 pitch, and this one is lofted high in the air, left field. Jensen has it measured as he comes in and calls off the shortstop late as Printer giving way to Cale Jensen. There's 1 out here in the first inning.
Looked like that might have fallen to no man's land for a second, but just able to get there and make the play.
Here's Matthew Marsick stepping in the left-hand box, hitting .303, a triple, a couple of doubles. He's knocked in 8 and scored 9 times. He's one of their top steal producers this year, 3 for 4 in that category. Squares to bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Matthew Marsick, a product of Dallas College, Cedar Valley. He's from Arlington, Texas. 1-0 pitch is on the way, and that's taken high and tight. 2 balls and no strikes on Matthew Marsick. Against Hastings, went 2 for 6. Had a multi-hit game in the second game of that doubleheader. A double, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored. Casper won that game 5-2 as the pitch across for strike. 2 balls and a strike. Casper won the opening game of that doubleheader 7-1, scoring 4 runs in the first to take command. Sodbuster offense was very anemic for that entire day as the pitch is in there for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was great to see a combined 23 runs scored in the 2 Sodbuster wins this past weekend because they had really not swung the bat well at all at home. 2-2 pitch. Sprayed foul over by the Sodbuster dugout. Remains 2-2 on Matthew Marsick. Marsick, guy that Sodbuster saw the last time out. And this Casper squad doing an excellent job of getting tack-on runs once they grab the lead against Hastings to pull away for the win. 2-2 pitch is high, and it hits. Marsick tried to duck out of the way, but high in sight. And a hit batsman, 1 on, 1 out now for Chase Burke.
And just like we said, threat to steal on the bases, and if you're going to put him on with a free pass there, Marsick, the team leader in walks, but not much you can do with another free pass there. But with Miller being the lefty, they'll have a better chance to keep Marsick honest over there at first and preventing the steal.
Both teams 15 out of 19 in stolen bases this year, so amazingly similar numbers as the pitch is taken a little bit high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes for Chase Burke. Burke 265 on the year. He's tripled, got a couple of doubles, 6 runs batted in, and he scored 9 times. Played in both games of the doubleheader, went a combined 0 for 3 when the two teams met last Sunday. Pitch is taken for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes, and not good early returns as Miller's fallen behind 2 of the first 3 hitters he's faced, and him in particular, you mentioned his lack of velocity, if you will, and he has got to throw strike 1, otherwise they can sit dead red and have a chance to drive it somewhere. 2-0 pitch on the way. And this one is hit hard into center field. Coming on and making the grab is Matson. Had a notion to throw back to first, thought better of it. And there are 2 outs. Runner retreats to first in the person of Marsick, and it'll be Chandler Stocking coming to the plate.
Fastball pretty much dead center right there at 78, and must have caught it off the end of the bat or inside there, because not going to get a better pitch to hit there, but Matson didn't have to move back at all to catch that ball.
Almost a perfect night for baseball. 73 degrees at game time. Wind blowing out to right about 6 miles an hour. Throw over to first, and Marsick not going anywhere. Decent move for Miller over to first base, and he has runners guessing a lot. So Chandler Stocking, one of the D1 guys on this team out of Alabama A&M, and he takes a little bit low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Chandler Stocking. Outstanding middle infielder. Hitting .333 on the year with 8 RBI and 6 runs scored. Had a big game yesterday in the loss to Sawtooth. A couple of hits and a run batted in. They had only 5 hits. Only 2 guys had hits yesterday for Casper in that loss to the Sockeyes, 6-3. The throw over. A little bit bigger lead this time for Marsick. Does not go, and Stocking hits this one high in the air to the left. Jensen started out, comes in. He's got it measured, and the Central City High School grad making a nice sodbuster debut with a couple of putouts here in the first. And Marcus Miller, the Hastings guy, setting him down with no runs on no hits. 1 man left. We're to the bottom of the first. No score. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Out of the bottom half of inning number 1, Hastings coming up against a right-handers. They're going to look at Tristan Tatum. Tatum didn't make the trip to Hastings last weekend. He is 6'2", 215 pounds, out of Bakersfield, California. Plays at Cal State East Bay. A 0-1 record of 5.27 ERA. He's making his 4th appearance in 13 2/3 innings. He's allowed 12 runs, 8 of those earned, 15 hits. He's struck out 10 and walked 7. His defense for Casper: Brock Molenda behind home plate. It's Luke Danuitz at first base. The second baseman is Easton Smith. The third, Nathan Martinez. The shortstop is Chandler Stocking. The outfield left to right, Matthew Marsick, Elijah Reeves, and Chase Burke. Set to go for the bottom half of inning number 1. No score.
Yeah, this is a guy that I mentioned Sodbusters are going to want to get a good look at. Tatum not really found his groove in his 3 outings so far, making his 4th appearance, has an 0-1 record, and given up at least 1 run in all 3 of those appearances. And walks have been a problem. He's gotten 7 walks, at least 2 in each games, and not too many strikeouts. So for a pretty good pitching staff, this is the guy that you want to pick on here for the Sodbusters.
Gage Frank takes strike 1, no balls and 1 strike. Gage has really seen his batting average drop as he struggled through a 1-for-14 series up in South Dakota. Now at 208, does have a home run, 3 doubles. He's knocked in 7 and batting in the number 1 spot today. We've seen him in a variety of spots in the batting order. Sends this foul down near the third base coach's box, and a nice little nifty footwork for Joel Skipper to avoid that. Corey Granda is the first base coach for the Hastings Sodbusters. Here at Duncan Field, the winning gold uniforms on tonight with the green numbers. No balls, 2 strikes, the count, the pitch. Frank takes high for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Gage Frank, the Des Moines Area Community College Bear. He played a couple of years there, still looking for his 4-year opportunity. If he can have a good summer, maybe can get that college scholarship before the next few weeks go by. 1-2 pitch is fouled away. It remains 1-2 on Gage Frank. Had a solid spring, 318, 8 home runs, 41 runs batted in. Against Casper, went 0 for 2 with an RBI. Just played in the second game of that twin bill. last Sunday. 1-2 pitch on the way, and hits this one foul. It remains 1-2. Frank had a hit yesterday, went 1 for 6 with a run batted in. His only hit for the weekend as the Sodbusters won on Friday, 14-1, lost the second game 8-2, and then won 9-0. 1-2 pitch. Frank swings and misses it one out of the zone. And when it's going badly, you're going to swing at one like that. 1 up, 1 down for Josh Printer.
Shortstop, number 9, Josh Printer.
Printer becoming an everyday player since joining the team a little bit late, as he played in all 3 games and had a big day on Saturday, 3 for 5. So actually yesterday, 3 for 5 at RBI and a run scored in that win yesterday. It takes ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes on Josh Printer. Printer also going 0 for 4 and 0 for 3 on Friday and Saturday of that 3-game series up in Pier. This one off the end of the bat, fielded cleanly by Tatum. He'll underhand over to first, and 2 outs for the Hastings Sodbusters here in the first, and Marcos Cabranes will try to salvage the inning as he tries to get something going. 2 outs and nobody on.
Yeah, Tatum for the Spuds really working that inside part of the plate, and not much you can do with those fastballs in there. We saw Frank yank those foul down the left field line, and for Printer just off the fist really, and not much exit velocity on that one.
Cabranes, one of the more consistent hitters so far this season. 280, 4 doubles, 2 runs batted in, and he has scored 10 times. Also 4 for 5 in the stolen base category. Had a multi-hit game on Saturday against Wahis. He went 2 for 4, a double and a run scored. Went 1 for 6 yesterday in that 9-0 win. Foul ball here, 2 strikes on Marcos Cabranes. No score, bottom half of inning number 1. Casper getting a 1-out hit batsman. Could do nothing with that. Sodbusters in danger of going 1-2-3. Pitch taken upstairs, 1-2 on Marcos Cabranes, one of the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys on this Hastings Sodbuster summer roster. Had a solid spring. 33-22 were the NCAA Division II Wonder Boys. Swung on and missed, and so Tatum sets him down 1-2-3. Head of the second inning, no score. Casper and Hastings. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. This is Sodbuster Baseball as we head to the second inning. No score. Casper, the only base runner of the first. A 1-out hit batsman. Sodbusters go very quietly against Tristan Tatum. And we'll see what the Spuds can get done here in the second with Molenda, Smith, and Martinez against Marcus Miller, who's through 13 pitches in that opening frame. Hastings has struggled to get ahead. Heard Ryan mention the fact that Hastings had only 1 lead this year. That was in the season opener with Miller on the mound. He had a nice game going, a 1-0 lead, but it got away in a very competitive contest against the Fremont Moo. They've been behind every other game pretty much right away at home. It was just good to see a 0 on the board as Molenda takes ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes on Brock Molenda. 364 on the year. Have to be careful with him. He's got a home run, a triple, 2 runs batted in, and 7 runs scored. And he's got a 1-1 count on him here in the second inning. Lefty versus lefty, and Miller brings it home. Way outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Brock Molenda. As the gray uniforms today for the Spuds, they have pinstripes and purple and blue numbers. 2-1 pitch. Off speeder right on the outside corner. 2-2 on Molenda. Brock Melinda doing the catching today. Was pretty solid against Hastings last weekend. 2 for 3, a triple, an RBI, and a run scored. He also went 1 for 3 in the second game of that twin bill. This one right off the fist and down the first base line. Nice play for the assistant coach, Andrew Mounts. Tosses it back to the pitcher. Mounts showing his versatility, and I think he's getting a little hazing from his home, or from his dugout. The Casper guys giving him a little bit of a hard time about that. 2-2 pitch on the way. Way outside. No chance to even prompt a swing at that one. Melinda has worked it back to even. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Brock Melinda. Top of the second, no score. The Spuds and the Sodbusters, first of a 3-game series. Come on out and see the Sodbusters the next 2 days. Then off for the weekend, or I should say out of town for the weekend, if you will. 3-2 pitch on the way. It'll be back to Pier, and the pitch misses, so a leadoff walk. Hate to see that here in the second inning with Smith, Martinez, and Simmons scheduled to bat for the Spuds. And decent speed for Melinda. We saw him crush a triple, so he can get around the bases despite the fact listed as a catcher, but he can play a variety of positions as well. Easton Smith will step to the plate now. Smith, right-handed hitting second baseman, also does some pitching for this team. Batting .389, 2 runs batted in. He scored a run as well. Had a huge game yesterday against Sawtooth. And lofts this one high in the air, left center field, carrying well, and that is going to plug the gap. Here comes Melinda. He'll hit the third base bag and stay, and it's a double for Smith, who scoots in. He likes what he sees at his first pitch here at Duncan Field and smashes a double. Second and third, nobody out for the Spuds in the second inning.
Pretty much right at the 405 sign in left center field, and between Jensen and Matson, the big dimensions of the ballpark, and that ball was smoked. No chance to get that one there. No, Melinda not running the hardest around the bases. A little surprised to see the stop sign at third, but then again with no outs, you don't want to make the first out at home plate, and got a prime opportunity for Nathan Martinez right here.
Second and third, nobody out, no score, but Casper looking to jump on top here with a walk and a double. Miller brings it home. Off-speeder's a beauty right across the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike on Martinez, who comes in at 300. 3 doubles, 9 runs batted in, and 4 runs scored. Went 2 for 5 last weekend against the Sodbusters, and he hits it hard. Jensen turning, twisting, making the catch. Melinda scores easily from third. It's a hard hit ball, but it's a sacrifice fly. There's 1 out and 1 on, and 1-0. The Spuds on top on the Nathan Martinez sacrifice fly to left. Good job for Jensen to get back on it, though. Would have certainly scored 2 and may have been a double or perhaps a triple with Martinez running. Now, Caleb Simmons comes to the plate. 235 on the year. 4 runs batted in, 3 runs scored. Went 0 for 1 in the second game of the doubleheader last weekend, so didn't start either of the 2 games. Gets the start here today against the Sodbusters. First pitch swinging and smashes this one back over the top of the dugout for a foul ball and strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 home. The leadoff walk comes back to haunt as Melinda scores, still threatening with a runner at second and only 1 man out. Miller takes a look at that runner at second, brings home the pitch, and a little bit low. Good take there for Simmons as he saw it drop below the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike for the DH for this Casper Spuds team out of Middleburg, Florida. Plays at Florida State Jacksonville. 1-1 pitch. Curveball stays high. 2-1 the count on Simmons with the number 9 hitter, Danuitz, waiting on deck. 1-0 Casper breaking on top here in the second. As Miller, a check of the runner, brings the pitch home. And this one is popped up into right field. Frank going back a couple of steps. Runner at second will tag and will not go as Frank unleashes a cannon to third. Good one-hopper there. And that will keep Smith at second base, so Simmons can't advance the runner. 2 outs and a chance to get out of this with no more damage done with Lucas Danuitz coming to the plate. Danuitz out of Deerfield, Illinois, plays at the College of Lake County. 118 on the year, 2 out of 17. He's knocked in 3. Had an at-bat against Hastings last Sunday in the second game of the Twin Bill, 0 for 1. Casper sweeping Hastings 7-1 and 5-2. Runner takes off, throw to third and out at third base. Good job for Miller to break contact, not balk, and caught stealing is Easton Smith. 2-5 on the putout as the tag applied there by Hastings third baseman Camden Coakley. 1 run, 1 hit, nobody left as we head to the bottom of the second. Spuds 1, Sodbusters nothing, and this is Sodbuster Baseball. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Into the bottom half of the second inning, the Sodbusters trailed at 1-0. Today's game brought to you by Blue Fort Kitchen, Hastings College, Core CPAs, and Hastings Visitors Bureau. Same two teams tomorrow and Wednesday, 6:35, both days. If you want to come out and see games at Duncan Field, good chance to see the Sodbusters and the Casper Spuds, two fairly evenly matched teams. You just want to see the Sodbusters turn it around and get a win over these Spuds, 0-2 so far. But trying to find the measure of Tristan Tatum, who set him down 1-2-3. Meanwhile, the leadoff walk coming back to haunt Marcus Miller turned into a sacrifice fly from Nathan Martinez and a run scored from Brock Molinda. And it will be Jones, Coakley, and Vital to try to get things going. Here's Nick Jones doing the DH role today, a returnee. He hit .292 last summer for the Sodbusters. Sprays this one, foul, no balls, and 1 strike on Jones, off to a .229 start. Knocked in 4, he scored 7 times. Went 1 for 9 in the 3-game series up in South Dakota. His only hit coming yesterday when he went 1 for 4 with a run scored. Sodbusters won that game 9-0. Bouncing ball into left field for a base hit. So Jones takes it the other way. Perfect way to approach your bat here at Duncan Field. Don't try to hit it in the air. Just slap it through and 1 on, nobody out for the Sodbusters here in the second.
Yeah, and an opposite field approach for Jones there. Both times was a little late on the first pitch down the left field line and perfectly placed with the shortstop. Stocking shifted a little closer to second base and found the hole.
Camden Coakley getting a start at third base today. He's at the plate now and taking high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. What a game on Friday for Coakley. Went 3 for 3, a double. Knocked in 1 and scored 2. Played on Saturday, went 0 for 4. Was out of the lineup yesterday, back in today for the Sodbusters, Camden Coakley. And hits this one the other way, but out of play, foul. 1 ball and 1 strike on Camden Coakley, the Des Moines Area Community College product. He's an Iowa guy. Like teammate Gage Frank, got off to a really slow start in the spring and closed strong enough to finish at .342. So kind of hoping for the same here for the summer season for the Sodbusters. So he didn't have many hits the first couple of weeks of the season. His batting average at .154, as he was able to raise that about 100 points with that 3 for 3 day. 1 ball and 1 strike. They threw over to first. Jones not going anywhere, and a big swing, no contact. Couldn't catch up with the fastball there. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Camden Coakley. 1 on, nobody out. At least you want to move the runner up. Play a little small ball and see if you can get that run back. Casper leads at 1-0. As Tristan Tatum out of the stretch, the right-hander against the right-handed batter. Bounces this one to the left side. Nice backhand stop. Throw to second for 1. Over to first. Double play. And flashing the leather once again, Chandler Stocking made a nice stop from his knees through to second. Quick turn there for the Casper Spuds, Easton Smith, and 6-4-3, just like that. 2 out, nobody on.
Stocking and Smith showing what the Spuds middle infield has been doing, safe to say, all season, and especially from what we see here at Duncan Field.
As Zach Vitale stands at the plate now for the Sodbusters and takes ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. It's really a shame that you couldn't advance the runner for a guy like Zach Vitale, who had a huge series up in Pier. 2 for 4, 2 for 4, 2 for 3. That's 6 for 11 and 3 multi-hit games. Very productive days at the plate. Bounces this from the left side. Stocking. Great play on the short hop. Throws to first, and you just got to say, good job. He has been more than advertised in his first 2 series against the Sodbusters, and he takes care of the Sodbusters in the second. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. Ryan will have you in the third when we come back. 1-0 Casper. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
This is Sodbuster Baseball as we head to the third inning. Casper leads Hastings 1-0. Here's Ryan Valenta.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on Sodbuster Baseball. And happy Marg Monday at the ballpark to all who celebrates. If you're in the Hastings area, $6 Margs here at Duncan Field while supplies last. And talking with Trevor, one of our managers, he's hoping to sell out tonight. We got a pretty decent crowd at the ballpark after the Sodbusters took 2 of 3 on their road trip against Oahe. In their first 2 wins of the season, they look to continue their success and still looking for win number 1 at home at Duncan Field. And got 3 games this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday against Casper to accomplish that before Steve mentioned. We'll go back to Oahe on the weekend for a 3-game road trip. First pitch to the number 9 hitter, Lucas Danuitz, is down low. Danuitz was at the plate last inning before Easton Smith was picked off and caught stealing. He cranks one to left field. Another chance for Jensen, shielding the sun, and he lost the ball, and it falls for a hit. Danuitz on his way to second, and he will make it standing up, and Jensen kind of throws his arms up saying, "Are you kidding me?" Can't do much with the sun there, as the sun wins that battle, as Danuitz will be on board with a double to lead off the inning and turns over the lineup to Elijah Reeves. Kind of an unfortunate happenings there for Jensen, newcomer to the Hastings lineup. Played his first games against Oahe, now getting his first action here at Duncan Field. First pitch to Reeves is grounded to third. Coakley on a couple hops, looks the runner back over to first in time for out number 1. So there's a good bounce back there from Miller, inducing soft contact, and Coakley over to Cusella at first for out number 1.
Yeah, you feel bad for Miller. Could be 2 up and 2 down, and just one of those fly ball that was not played well. You got to get used to the left field eye level here at Duncan Field.
So Miller faces Marsick now. Marcus Miller versus Matthew Marsick. Say that one 5 times fast. Ball 1 is in the dirt. Marsick was hit by Miller in the first pitch, the first inning rather. Only base runner allowed in the first inning. Pitch number 2, grounded foul to the right side. Count goes to 1-1. Wind not too much of a factor today, as mentioned at the start of the broadcast. American flag at the 408 sign. It's inside the dimensions in center field. Very still. A beautiful 70-degree day. Another curveball's inside for ball 2. Same pitch that Marsick was plunked on in the first inning. So Casper playing their third game here at Duncan Field. Fly ball to center, and that'll get down in front of Matson. And getting a late jump and holding is Danuitz. The throw comes in, and going to second now is Marsick as the throw misses the cutoff man. As Matson gunned that all the way to home plate. Vital not able to throw out Marsick at second. So it'll be a single, and Marsick will take second on the throw. As Danuitz held at third, so now runners at second and third with one out. And here's Chase Burke.
That will not make Joel Skipper happy. Got to play fundamental ball, had a chance to keep the double play in line. Now second and third, one out, and a chance for a big inning for Casper.
Marcus Miller goes back to the windup, delivers ball one to Chase Burke. Burke flew out to Matson in center, first inning. Burke on the year with 9 hits. He's played in all 11 games for Casper so far. Takes ball 2. Burke, just a sophomore. Finish. Awaiting the 2-0. Curveball. Gets the call for strike one on the inner half of the plate. World of difference there is from 2-1 to 3-0, so Burke did not read that curveball well. Another one is just foul down the left field line. Infield just behind the artificial grass of the turf of Duncan Field. Middle infielders playing straight up. Count now at 2-2. The pitch. Ground ball. This one fair this time. And they've got the runner hung up between third and home. And tagging is out at third and to third. Not in time. As they tag Danuitz out at home. Coakley able to feed Vital and gets the out at home. And not much you can do there if you're Danuitz to third. And that's going to prompt Coach Bowles to have a conversation with the home plate umpire. But that will cut down the potential second run and leave runners at first and third. So Marsick advances to third. Danuitz cut down, and Burke reaches on the fielder's choice.
Huge play for the Sodbusters. Chance to get out of this with no damage done if they could find a way to get stocking.
We'll see what happens here with runners at first and third. Seeing this, the Sodbusters kind of use the fake throw to second. The shortstop cuts it off. See what happens here with Burke at first. Not going. And there's strike one to Chandler Stocking. Just a wacky play to preface this at bat, and where we stand now, no runs yet. Runners at first and third. Runner goes. Pitch is taken for a strike and no throw to second. So Burke steals the base, leaving runners with 2 runners in scoring position now. It's Marsick at third and Burke at second. But Miller a strike away from getting out of the inning. Stocking waits, and good block by Vital behind the plate to keep it in front. That's ball 2. Count even at 2 apiece with 2 outs. Looking ahead, Sodbusters will have 7, 8, 9 due up in the home half of the third inning. Miller ready, 2-2. Fastball in and low for ball 3. So the count now working full to Stocking, and this is a guy who knows how to hit. So you don't want to give him something too over the plate, but at the same time you don't want to put him on. And the curveball misses inside and low for ball 4. So Stocking is on with a 2-out walk to load the bases and brings up Brock Melinda. So Miller in a tad bit of a pickle here in the third inning.
He's already had to throw a lot of pressure pitches, and here comes some more right here. This is a large at-bat in the course of this game with the Sodbusters struggling at home to score runs. You feel like if you get out of this, you're in pretty good shape. If Melinda wins the battle, Sodbusters will have a pretty big hole to climb out of.
Melinda, the tall left-hander, standing in the box. Takes a fastball at the top of the zone for strike one. So Miller ahead, 0-1. Melinda walked in the first and went right back up there, but Noak does not chase. Count goes to 1-1. Bases loaded for Casper. They already lead 1-0 on 3 hits. Looking to do more. 1-1. Curveball is waved out and miss. And Melinda fooled there, way out in front of that curveball. So good chance here. And the threat. Miller from the wind. The pitch, curveball, and called strike 3 on the outside corner as Melinda is caught looking with the bases loaded. And after all the commotion in the 3rd inning, the Sodbusters hang a 0 on the board, and they come to bat in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be right back.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
We go to the bottom of the 3rd at Duncan Field in Hastings. Casper leads 1-0 here. Sodbusters bring 7, 8, 9 to bat. Tristan Tatum for Casper has been faced the minimum so far. Sodbusters with a leadoff single from Nick Jones in the 2nd, which was a race with a 6-4-3 double play with the Casper middle infield's been pretty electric of the 2+ games we've seen them so far. So Tatum with 2 scoreless innings, just allowed the 1 hit. And as we mentioned for Tatum, this would be a interesting start for him and giving up at least a run in every outing so far. The outings have gotten better, but Tatum is one of those anomalies. If you look at the stats, you might say, oh, that guy's hasn't pitched the best. Came into the game with a 5.27 ERA and had given up 12 runs, 8 earned, the most on the team. So he's putting up 2 consecutive zeros so far. Caden Cusella, the first to bat, swings and misses at a fastball. And for Cusella, the first time that we have seen Caden in quite a while. His only game in the field we've seen him was May 30th against Fremont. In that game, he went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He's quickly behind 0-2, and he's down on 3 pitches swinging. So 3 pitches disposes of Cusella, and there's 1 out in the 3rd. Here's Cale Jensen, newcomer for the Sodbusters, making his Duncan Field debut, and already had a little trouble with the sun out here in left field. As he gets the start in left field, bats from the left-handed batter's box and takes ball 1. Jensen in his first game on Friday against Oahe went 2 for 4 with a couple of doubles and 4 ribbies, and pops one up on the infield. Stocking at the shortstop makes the catch just shy of the outfield grass for out number 1. We'll tell you more good things about Jensen in his next at bat. First, here's Ty Matson hitting out of the 9-hole. Primarily seen Matson in the upper half of the lineup, but he bats in the 9-hole today. Tatum delivers strike 1 on the outer edge. Fastball. And And pitch number 2 from Tatum to Matson. Popped up on the right side towards the out of play area, and will just get out of play towards the concession stands. Matson quickly down 0-2. Coming into the game, Matson playing in 11 of the Sodbuster games. 10 hits, a couple doubles, and 5 RBIs. Pitch it's out of play to the right side again. Matson, one of 2 high school graduates on the team. Planning at starting his collegiate career at Palomar Community College. Is a California native. And a wave and a miss on the breaking ball, down and in. And another strikeout for Tatum, his 4th of the afternoon through the Sodbuster first time in the lineup. And we will go to the top of the 4th with Casper up 1-0 on Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball. Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen, a tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Beautiful night at Duncan Field here in Hastings. Sodbusters trailing by a run to Casper. Still plenty of baseball to go. 3 complete. 1-0 Casper. Marcus Miller back out onto the mound. Casper and Hastings, the only 2 teams in the Independence League playing tonight. We'll see Spearfish, Fremont, Sawtooth, and Badlands all in action tomorrow. As the Sodbusters playing game number 14, Casper game number 12 of the 2023 season. And Easton Smith will come to bat for his 2nd appearance. Cranked a double to left center field his first time up off Miller. Curveball misses outside for ball 1. As we mentioned, Miller, not going to blow you away by any means. First fly ball down the right field line, Frank over, and that falls inside fair. And going to second and making it is Easton Smith sliding, and he's got a couple of doubles and as many at-bats. And for the third straight inning, the leadoff man reaches against Miller, and we'll have a runner in scoring position again for Casper.
Smith went 3 for 4. He had 3 of the 5 hits yesterday against Sawtooth, so 2 for 2 today. That would be 5 out of his last 6, and perfect against the Sodbusters after he didn't make the trip last weekend.
Well, Smith firing on all cylinders right now. He stands at second with nobody out. Here's Nathan Martinez. Drove in the game's only run on a sac fly in the 2nd inning. Takes ball 1 outside. It's like curveball from Miller to the right-handed hitters, just not coming back to the backdoor part of the plate where he's hopefully aiming for. Fly ball to center field. Matson on his horse, and he won't get there. This is going all the way just in front of the wall. Smith had to hold up, but he will score easily. Martinez flying around to third, and he's in with a head-first dive. And a ball that could have been out at many ballparks. Martinez will settle, and rightfully so, for a triple. That's an RBI triple, and his 2nd RBI of the game. Casper leads 2-0 in the 4th.
Getting some pretty decent swings, a double and a triple this inning already for the Spuds, and Martinez, after hit it pretty well for his sacrifice flies last time up, stands at third, and there will be a visit to the mound as they'll talk over things with Marcus Miller, who's very sharp on opening night. Kind of scuffled a little bit in his 2nd start, and here today they're getting to him as we get through the order. And the Sodbusters trying to find a way to minimize. That's kind of been the theme, it seems like, most of the home games this year, trying to find a way to stay in the contest as we approach the middle and late innings. And this is a pretty large chance here for Casper to extend the lead.
Minimizing has definitely been the name of the game for the Sodbusters so far. Miller at 53 pitches in his other 2 starts. He's pitched at least 100 pitches in those other 2 times, so you got to figure he's in there to eat up at least a few more innings, unless things go horribly awry here. Miller is making his first start since May 30th, so almost 2 whole weeks off. Well rested to say the least, but he finds himself in a 2-0 hole as he delivers ball 1 to designated hitter Caleb Simmons. Simmons for Casper flew out in the 2nd inning. The bunt, it's a safety squeeze, and Miller plays it smartly and goes to first as Martinez, with a headfirst dive, scores the 3rd Casper run. Looks like Miller may have had a little trouble getting out of his glove, and that probably cost him the chance to maybe toss it home. But nonetheless, the Sodbusters get the out, and the bases are empty, and good time to reset here.
And a good job for Casper. Fundamental ball. Simmons asked for the safety squeeze, got it down, and Casper extends the lead.
Fastball in the outer part of the plate for Lucas Danuitz. And he's got a double to his name. Already 4 extra base hits allowed by Miller so far in this outing. That's ball 1. So Simmons erased on the sacrifice bunt, which scores a run. Swing and a miss at the curveball there, and Danuitz comes up empty. A 1-2 to the 9-hole hitter, Danuitz. Foul to the right side. Over towards concession stands.
Sponsored by Big Dalley's Deli. Right beyond the right field, you'll find a Big Dalley's Deli sandwich that serves a home run of a sandwich.
Miller ready again and delivers high and outside for ball 2. Pitching staff, it was great on the road trip. Braden Anderson, 6 innings scoreless. First a fly ball to center field. Matson comes in and makes the grab about 10 steps in for out number 2. And that will turn over the Casper lineup. They'll see the top of the order in Elijah Reeves for the 3rd time.
You mentioned Anderson. 6 innings pitched, 1 run, 2 hits, 9 strikeouts, and 2 walks. He has not pitched to Duncan Field, but has a 1.64 ERA. I can't wait to see him here.
One of these days, we will get Mr. Anderson here. Strike 1 to Reeves on the outer half. So 0-1 from Miller. And same spot for strike 2. So on the outer half is where the home plate umpire, Sean Schott, likes it. See if he goes back there. He did, but it's just a little bit higher. And Reeves protecting. Casper with 2 in this inning. Scored the first run in the 2nd. 5 hits to the Sodbuster 1. 0-2 from Miller. Curveball is spiked for ball 1. Casper, as we mentioned, coming off a sweep at the hands of the Sawtooth Sockeyes, who the Sodbusters will not face this season. 1-2, fastball up and away. Sodbusters, a very different story, dominating offense on Friday and Sunday. Scored a couple runs on Saturday, but pitching too. We mentioned that pitching's been an issue for the Sodbusters all season. Command issues, walks, free passes, and going on the road and getting 2 of 3 is a very commanding statement for the Sodbusters. And they find themselves behind early, but looking to continue their winning ways. Full count, popped up. Vital behind the plate, discards the mask and makes the play in front of the Casper dugout. They do get 2, And with nobody left on base, Casper gets a couple of hits and those couple runs. They lead 3-0. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Hastings coming up.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Through 4 1/3, Casper tacks on 2 runs. They now hold a 3-0 advantage. Sodbusters, top of the lineup, coming to bat here at Duncan Field. Thanks for spending your Monday night with us on YouTube. This is Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein, bringing you game number 1 of 3 versus Casper, the opening week series at Duncan Field. Gage Frank will be the leadoff batter. Frank struck out swinging his first appearance. And for Tatum, he faces the minimum through the first order of the Sodbuster lineup. Strike on the outside half, and it's been called both ways now. Now we know where that outside strike's going to be called, and both teams would be wise to adjust to that. It's Frank down 0-1. That one's down low for ball 1. Tatum with a 1-2-3 inning in the first and the third inning, and was able to induce a twin killer to face the minimum in the second. Cracked to left field line, but foul. So to those right-handed batters, Tatum really hammering that inside half of the plate with those fastballs. So far, Sodbusters have not been able to square it up. So fourth pitch of the at-bat is high for ball 2. Frank in a little bit of a slump at the plate right now. And this was a guy, as he swings and misses for strike 3. Frank is a guy who 22 multi-hit games in the spring, but coming into this game was 1 for 17, now 1 for 19 in his past 19 plate appearances. As he strikes out for the second time. Josh Printer, kind of a quiet addition to the Sodbuster roster in the past couple weeks. Printer performed nicely so far, an infielder by trade from Allen Community College in Arkansas, Little Rock. Takes strike 1, count 1-1. Printer coming into the series, hitting 200, 5 for 25. Couple walks and 5 strikeouts. Hit to left field. Going back is Marsick and twists around, but able to make the play for out number 2. So sun not quite set yet, but the lights are on here at Duncan Field as the clouds cover the sun, and not as much as a problem for the left and center fielders and the left side of the defense as much as it was in the opening innings. Brings up Marcos Cabranes, struck out in the first inning. First pitch is just outside for ball 1. Cabranes offensively for the Sodbusters on their weekend trip. Had a multi-hit game on Saturday to provide most of the offense. That is foul down the left field line for strike 1. Cabranes going 2 for 4, and as we mentioned, the offense coming alive in Oahe. At least 2 hitters recorded multi-hit games for the Sodbusters in each of the 3 games. 1-1 to left field. This one is inside the line this time, as Cabranes will get a hit He is on first, and for Cabranes, that is his team-leading 15th hit of the season. And some two-outs life for the Sodbusters, and Nick Jones coming up.
Sodbusters struggled so mightily against Casper last weekend, but Cabranes had 2 of the hits in that doubleheader, and he gets a 3rd hit against the Spuds here today.
He's got the Casper number right now. Jones somehow piercing the veil through below the awning of the field here at Duncan Field, and train tracks will have a nice souvenir there. Cabranes at first. Jones taking ball 1. Jones with the other hit for the Sodbusters so far, a opposite field single through the left side in the 2nd inning, but was erased on a double play. And he is really trying to go down that left field line. But he behind in the count, 1-2. Nick Jones and playing summer ball once again with the Sodbusters with little brother Grant Jones. To the left side, stalking on a couple hops, throws over to first and just in time to retire Jones. So the 2-out single does no harm for Tristan Tatum. He's through 4 scoreless innings as the Sodbusters do not score and leave 1 stranded. 5th inning coming up on Sodbuster Baseball. We'll be right back.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
At inning number 5, the Hastings Sodbusters on the short end of a 3-0 score. I'm Steve Stein. Ryan Valenta taking a little break. He's going to get some picture action. Maybe you can check that out on social media as the week progresses here. First of a 3-game series. And owner-general manager Scott DeLucia joining us for the 5th inning. And had too many of these darn deficits to come in the 5th, but we'll see how it goes. Spuds will be sending their 2, 3, and 4 up against Marcus Miller.
Yeah, we've really done a pretty good job at minimizing. Played pretty good defense, made a couple nice plays in right spots, so that's encouraging. But we're barreling up some balls, have a couple line outs, and of course a double play that we always hit into. But yeah, unfortunately we're down 3-0, but I feel like we're getting better at bats against him, and we've done a good job at minimizing. And when you do that, you get good chances.
Oh boy, line drive left field. Jensen started in. That was the wrong move as Marsick lines it over his head. He will end up at third base, and it has been a struggle in the first game at Duncan Field for Cale Jensen, who played so well on the road, and the Central City guy lost it in the sun a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
And this time just a misread there, and boy, it seemed like this Casper team's had a runner in scoring position with nobody out almost every inning.
Yeah, they have it. And again, those are plays you have to make, and left field is the hardest place to play, and that's where he's most comfortable. And unfortunately, he's made a couple mistakes for us. And the ball in the sun, that happens sometimes. That one was just a misplay, unfortunately. And he's a good kid. He's a great kid, and he's worked really hard to get back sooner. But unfortunately, we got to try to figure out a way to wiggle out of this again.
Bouncing ball left side, great stop of the third baseman. Throw to first in time, so Chase Burke grounds out. Excellent play for Cannon Coakley, who looked to third and then threw to first. tremendous fundamentals there, and there's one large out for Miller. He's had to throw a lot of pressure pitches during his 70-plus in this one.
Absolutely. You know he's going to battle up there, and he's done a good job at trying to wiggle out of this a little bit, and got to make another good play and hopefully get another ground ball.
Chandler Stocking, tough out up there now. Drove a walk his last time up, and boy, this middle infield for Casper's been good. The times we've seen them these last 2 weekends.
I call him 11, so I don't know what his name is for sure. But boy, I tell you what, he made a handful of really good plays last time.
Here's a throw home, had a chance to get a double play. Gage Frank one-hopping. Vital could not field it cleanly. It's a sacrifice fly as Chandler Stocking does come through. Good pitch for Miller, did what he needed to do.
And early pitch too. Not only that, but a good job to get early action, and that's a great job. And had a chance to get that done. And we say all the time, Steve, one hop or no hop.
Yep.
Or big hop or no hop, excuse me. And that was a short hop, and that's the hardest play for a catcher.
Here's a line drive foul ball to Mr. Schott. Excellent job to get out of the way of that. The umpire was trying like heck to avoid it, and it just kept finding him.
If those are one of those things like on the golf course when a ball's coming at you and you keep walking into it, all you had to do was not move. He would have been fine, but thankfully it missed him.
And by the way, foul ball.
Foul ball.
That's what you call getting on top of the play to make sure he had the right call because he was standing in foul territory.
That was fun. It was. He did everything he could do to get in the way of that ball and imagine to dodge it once. I don't know if my parents are listening, but I remember if my dad's listening, I was playing golf with my dad, and one of his old friends, Larry Graham was the name, and Larry was a smoker, and he had probably a double shot of something, and a ball was coming at him, and if he would have just not moved, he'd have been fine. But he stayed in the way of that ball for a long time and ended up losing everything and somehow dodged it. But that's what it reminded me of.
As Brock Molinda up there now, 2-2 count on him. 3-0 Spuds. We're in the top half. I should say 4-0 Spuds. They score another one here in the 5th inning as Hastings has managed just 2 hits against Tristan Tatum. And his offense has really struggled here on the home field for the most part this year. And try to get that going here in the latter innings of this one.
We just, again, amazingly, according to our flight scope, we've had more barrels at home than our opponents. But we haven't been able to do anything with that. Unfortunately, we're hitting at them balls in wrong times, and when we do hit a ball hard, it's usually at somebody with a runner on first base.
And a bouncing ball to the right side. Caden Cusella fields this cleanly to retire Melinda. We'll keep it here and visit with Scott Galusha. 1 run, 1 tough hit. I mean, you look at no errors in the game officially for the Sodbusters, but man, a couple of potential big outs that would have changed the complexion of this one. Very easily could be 2-0 at this point, and Marcus Miller would be very much a part of it. Now you're kind of on the verge here, down 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th.
We need to scratch a couple off here and just answer. We don't need them all 4, but if it'd be nice to get 1 or 2 here to get back in the game a little bit, and they're keeping us just enough at length. But I'll sound like a coach from time to time, and it's not always the plays, the great plays you make, or I say all the time, make the plays you're supposed to make, but it's the plays you surely could have made that you didn't. And the scoreboard shows no errors, but we've made 1, 2, 3, 4 defensive mistakes that have cost us 3 of those 4 runs, in my opinion.
Yeah, and because you think about even that play, I mean, you can't assume a double play, but a perfect throw. They had him by a long ways. Yeah. If the throw's right on the money, or if the catcher can make a good stop on 1 hop, they have a chance to get a double play at home there and keep the 4th run off the board. But
it doesn't even have to be a great throw; it just has to be a good throw, and we didn't make it. And earlier in the game, we missed a cutoff man and gave an extra 90 to second. That ended up being a run as well. So those are things that don't show up unless you know what you're looking at, and that's what makes you scratch your head a little bit. That we're trying to do a little bit too many things, and yet on the other hand, hats off to the Spuds. They're hitting the ball. They've got 6 hits. They've hit the ball pretty well against us, but they've made those little plays, and that's the difference so far as we've played our 3rd game against them. We've made just about none of those little important plays, and they've made about them all.
4-0 as we head to the bottom half, 5th inning. Chance to see the Sodbusters Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Nice to go on the road and pick up 2 wins.
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to seeing Braden Anderson, who's now got his first win of the year and a 1.64 ERA. not pitched at Duncan Field yet.
No, he hasn't. And that's not on purpose by
Right.
any means. It just so happens when their turn comes up, that's it. And he's got the best stuff on the team. The numbers are great on top of that, but he's definitely got the most upside as far as our arms go. And we got some other arms that are going to be in this weekend, and so we're going to keep adding to that roster and keep working on it.
Cannon Coakley tries to get things going. He grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. One of the key at-bats. It seems like you mentioned about it. Every time at home when there's somebody at first, it's a double play.
Yeah.
Hit it to the wrong guy. Don't hit it to their shortstop.
Yeah.
Because Stocking did a good job of not only getting the ball, but making a good throw to second to begin that double play the last time as Coakley pops it up. No balls, 2 strikes on Cannon.
And, a lot of those things, double plays, you don't want to lead the league in double plays, but what that also means is you're hitting the ball hard at people usually. And unfortunately that, we just aren't able to, we can't keep the line moving when we kill some momentum with one of those hard hit balls that turns into a double play.
Here's the 0-2 pitch taken high on the outside. Coakley had a 3-hit game on Friday, 3 for 3, a double, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. Guy you were kind of waiting to break out, and he certainly had that nice breakout game in that 14-1 win.
Yeah, he's had some better swings. He kind of went back to I feel like I saw the long swing a little bit from him earlier today, and I just gave him a little nod. He knew what I was talking about, and so you can see he's kind of working on that back elbow a little bit too. So he's a big, strong guy and listed as a catcher first, but I tell you what, he's a third baseman. And made some great plays over there for us.
A couple of guys coming in from Des Moines Area Community College. Nice to kind of see different guys from different schools, and neat to see those pipelines kind of go all over.
We've got Jacob Suits is coming in next weekend. He's one of their weekend starters for DMACC. He'll be here for the end part of June, and then he'll be here. He'll make three or four starts for us at the end of July as well. So we got another starter coming for sure. We've got some kids coming from California, Irvine, and Western Oregon in the next couple of weeks, or next couple of days actually.
So going to be rounding out the roster as we get close to the end of the first half. Couple of more, about 13 more days before the end of the first half. They do play with a split season, so it'll be a little different looking and hopefully a different start to the second half than to the first half. That's the neat thing about it. I mean, you may have a semi-different team the first half, the second half, so the season's not over, even though it's a struggle for wins at this point with Zach Vitale batting.
You got it. We're not where we want to be through 13 or 14 games, but we understand that there's two halves of this, and not that we're shunning the first half, but our eyes are towards the second half. We feel like we've got enough arms, and we've seen some nice development. I mean, the Juden brothers have done a nice job for us. Tex Cook has come in and had some great at bats, and Jacob Shaw, we haven't seen him enough because we haven't been ahead at the end of the game very much, but he's been lights out for us. And so we feel like we have the pieces. We just got to get a couple things going our way, and if we do that, we're going to have good things happen that second half for sure.
Shaw was our pregame interview today, and so we'll be putting that as part of our sidecast. If you missed our pregame interview with Jacob, a great kid and one of the veterans on the team, he's talking about the fact that he's not the pitching coach, but he's kind of gone into that role a little bit. He's one of the veterans on the team, and at least trying to help guys out when he's not closing out games.
Yeah, you know what? It's so neat to get to know these kids, and now this is the third year I've known Jacob Shaw. Of course, I coached against him when I was wearing the purple, and he was wearing that Hastings orange and black. But he's a great kid and a good role model, and he works hard. And to see him want to help kids the way he is it really makes you smile. That's what we're looking for.
Caden Casella bounces this one between third and short. An amazing stop for Nathan Martinez, but he lost the ball as it came out of his glove as he tried to make the transfer. It's going to be an infield single for Caden Casella, and the Sodbusters have a 2-out base runner. You mentioned Shaw, one of the local kids, and neat to see him get off to the start he's gotten off to. It sounded like he struggled in the spring. Now he's healthy, and now he's in the role that he really wants to be in, particularly with the Sodbusters.
That's over him.
Here's a ball that is smoked to the right side. That is off the top of the wall, and it is
gone.
going to be gone.
Oh my goodness, there's something you don't see very often.
How about that from Cale Jensen?
Put him on the list.
Welcome to Hastings. Yes, it's been a little struggle defensively, But there is a 2-run home run out of Duncan Field, about 390 as it bounced off the top of the wall.
Oh, that's amazing.
That is pretty cool for that young man. And when you talk, he had hand surgery literally less than a month ago.
Yeah.
How is he even in the lineup?
You know, it's a neat story. You know, he redshirted, and I've been in contact with his coach a lot, and you know, they were excited, and they gave him the green light to hit about 10 days before we played, and he hit and said, "This isn't good." Called me, and then, hey, they got him in real quick, and it was great to see him get back. And he's only been back just a couple games over Pier, and now he's got a nice swing, and that was pretty.
Very, very neat home run. Didn't have one at all here last year. The Sodbusters didn't, and so
that's 3 since I've owned it.
Yep, so very cool.
Or been an owner, yeah.
Cale Jensen, Central City grad. You mentioned the fact, a redshirt at North Dakota State, and the guy who is apparently he can only wear green. He goes to Central City.
Yep.
He goes to North Dakota State, and now with the Sodbusters, we'll take him.
Three times is a pretty good trend. You definitely know what his color wheel looks like for sure.
That's right. And it's now Ty Matson trying to keep it going. He's got a 2-1 count on him. So a little electricity, a little something to cheer about here, as Cale Jensen sends one out of here, hit the top of the wall and went on over. Matson takes it the other way. Right fielder is right there, and Chase Burke makes the play on this one, but the Sodbusters do have something to cheer about on the 2-run home run from Cale Jensen.
That keeps us in the game.
That's right. You want to stick around? You gotta go.
For a little while. I don't see Ryan when he gets back up here. I'll get out of here.
He's doing some picture stuff and said he's going to stay down there for the 6th. So if you want to stay a little longer, that is fine with me.
As long as it's okay with you, I'd love to stay.
Matson flies out to right field to end the inning. Casper is going to have its 6, 7, and 8 hitters up there. They do have a 4-2 lead, 4 runs and 6 hits for the Spuds, and 2 runs, 4 hits for the Hastings Sodbusters. And it'll be interesting to see how long Marcus Miller goes. 79 pitches thrown heading into this frame. Probably deserves better than a 4-2 deficit at this point with some of the things that have gone against it.
Well, you're right, but he's not throwing as many strikes early in the count. I mean, Marcus Miller is a machine throwing strikes, and there's way too many 3-ball counts, and that's something that he can control, because like any pitcher, your stuff isn't as good when you have 3 balls, and so he's been behind too much. But again, he's done a good job at minimizing, and 1 swing of the bat, and we're back part of the game. And I'd like to see us hang a 0 here, and then we'll get a little bit more momentum in that dugout.
And probably maybe 1 more inning for Miller. Like I said, 79 kind of depends on how things go. You'd love to see an inning with 1 out and nobody on. That has not happened since the 1st.
Yeah.
A walk, double, triple. You look at the scoreboard, it's hard to keep them off the board when they have a runner in scoring position and nobody out.
And they've done an excellent job at one of the areas that we struggle with, in that situational hitting. They've been moving runners. They squeezed a guy over, which was great. And that's good baseball. Hats off to them. They're playing really well. And it was nice to see us answer, and now we got to hang a 0 right here.
Come on out to Sodbuster home games Tuesday and Wednesday before being back on the road again this weekend. But a lot of chance to see Casper here on the home field during the month of June.
Yep. They play well. They play hard, and again, they've just beat us up really good or really badly, or however you want to put it, from a situational at bat standpoint. They move runners with outs, and that's where we've struggled, and that's why they've had an advantage early on against us.
Easton Smith, a pair of doubles his first 2 times up. He scored a run as Casper and Hastings. And again, Scott Galusha, under general manager, with us now as the 0-1 pitch is on the way, and that misses outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Good chance to come out. So many things besides baseball here at Duncan Field to get involved with. It's a show.
That's right. You know, we're really proud of our show. Brian and Jason, go foul. Had to beg there a little bit, but we have a great script. We have a great staff up there that puts these together for us, and we try to change that script up a little bit every night, so you don't get the same show every night. But again, what I like to say, it's entertainment for the family with a little baseball getting in the way every once in a while.
Yep, pretty fun atmosphere to come on out. Good eating And we invite you to come and watch it. Boy, the weather this week, if it's like this, sometimes June can be a little miserable. It doesn't, we're talking 73 degrees at game time, very little wind, and about as good as it gets.
So, yeah, can you beat this view and this weather right now? I mean, we've got it made. And that's what I'm so thankful for. My wife and the Frews have given me the opportunity to be part of this, and so pleased that I get to call this work and be part of it. And so it's been a joy, and we're hoping to get more people out here and continue to come out and support them. And I told our guys too, we're right on the money with what we estimated for fans, and we'll get more if we start playing a little better. And so we've got to just make a couple things happen, and a good start. We got that lead off out here for us in the 6th, and hopefully we can continue that.
Nathan Martinez, who has 2 RBIs today, a sac fly, and then a triple to deep center field, scoring the last run. He also has scored 1, and he's had a good day, batting in the 7 spot for the Casper Spuds.
That ball to left center was hit a ton. Because we got fast guys out there that were both on their horse, and they couldn't get in. They couldn't get to it, and it was in the air a long time. So a good swing by that young man. And
Miller tried to work a quick inning here, maybe have a chance to come out for the 7th if he can hang a 0 on the board right here. 4-2 the score. Casper on top. Hastings getting a 2-run home run from Cale Jensen, Central City grad.
Number 3 since I've owned it, and we've not given up one. We've not given up one defensively. A little bit of Bronx cheer out there for Cale. Well, you ought to cheer him. First of all, he hit a home run, and second of all, I'd like anybody to go out there and try to play left field at Duncan Field at the time of day it is. It's brutal. He's looking straight into that sun.
Plus, one batter ago, it was cloudy.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then, almost at the time that hit, the clouds cleared away, and the ball came right into that sun.
And I saw that, and I said, uh-oh, in my mind when I saw that sun come out again, because it's tough.
So 2 outs, nobody on. Caleb Simmons up there now. He drove in a run with a suicide squeeze, or a safety squeeze perhaps, or at least got it down.
Yeah, that was well executed.
And he lines this one just inside the bag down the third base line. That is extra bases as rounding first,
nice
and
job.
Simmons going to be cut off. Nice job there for Jensen to get there and keep him to a 2-out single.
Yeah, that was well done again. We've cut him. We've held him a couple times defensively in the outfield by hitting cuts. Ty Madsen hit a cut where I thought for sure they were going to send him and didn't. They held him up. So those things are saving some 90s, and just too many of those free 90s, as I like to call them, that don't always show up in the scorebook.
Lucas Danuitz, number 9 hitter up there now. He is 1 for 2, a double and a fly out as 1 on, 2 outs, 4-2. Casper on top. We're in the top half of the 6th inning. It's Steve Stein and owner general manager Scott Galusha as the pitch is across for a strike. You mentioned one of the brother combo, Dalton Juden. He worked 7 shutout innings yesterday to pick up the win against the Zap, allowing no runs on 3 hits, and that was a really nice performance for him.
So nice to see. Those are such nice young men. I don't know if you got a chance to talk to them yet, Frank and Dalton. They're from Florida, come from a little tiny JUCO in South Carolina, and got a chance to get them through Coach Alvarez at York College, and they have been sponges. They work hard. They're just eager to learn, and they're getting better and better. I don't know if you remember a couple of those first outings, but don't.
Yep, it's going to be a. It was a grounder. The throw was offline as Cannon Coakley trying to get it over to Casella could not dig it cleanly. When all is said and done, runners are going to be at first and third and 2 outs.
Okay, so you got to give that. It has to be an E5 since it bounced, doesn't it?
Yes.
But that ball was right in his glove. So I tell you what, you can fight with Ryan on this, but I'm going to put that as an E3 because those are things that just
got to make a play.
You got to make a play.
Yeah.
And
but
that's
officially it'll be an E5.
No, that's fine. I'm not the. Well, actually, I am the official book. I won't fight you over it. But since I have Ryan's book, I'm going to put what I want.
There you go.
But those are things. Again, those are plays we have to make. And two little things happen there on that play that I think caused us grief.
Now turns the order over. Here's a grounder up the middle into center field, and a run will score for the Zap.
And there you
or
go.
For the Spuds, I should
the
say.
Spuds. Yep.
Wow. Oh boy.
There you go. You give them extra chances, and those are things that happen, and we've got to make those plays. Two things, Cannon's played a great third base for us. He's made some wonderful plays, but he sat back and waited on that play. It wasn't a hard hit ball, and that forced him to throw it harder. And then we weren't able to pick the hop. And we had two chances to make that play and didn't make either one of them. And we just like that, we gave a run back.
Grounder to the second baseman, handled cleanly this time. Marcos Cabranes. If you want to pick a guy to hit it at, that's who you would probably pick for Hastings Sodbuster fans.
He's got incredible hands. He can play anywhere. Him and I were talking the other day. He's such a good catcher, but his footwork at second base is really good. Although he made a mistake in Pier, made an error in Pier, but that wasn't with the feet. It was with the glove a little bit. But he's done a good job, and he's a talented young man that can do a lot of things.
As we head to the bottom half of the sixth inning, 5-2 the score. Casper on top of Hastings. Want to stick around another half inning? You don't need to go.
No, I tell you what.
If you need to go, that's fine.
No, it all depends on how we start. How's that?
Okay.
Just a little.
If we're one up and one down, then you're out of here.
Yep. If we go one up and one down, then I'm going to go back to work. I got some things I need to do, but I have two happy places at Duncan Field. Down there in that dugout is one of them, and this is another one. To sit here and visit with you about something that I'm obviously passionate about and love my group of kids. It's pretty fun to watch from this angle, and thanks to all those parents who are out there that lend me their kid for the summer. They're great examples of what we want to have a Sodbuster, and we believe we can be both great people and win, and we're going to do that. We're just not up to the start we'd like.
5-2, Casper on top. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Spuds. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Sodbusters. So that run this past inning was unearned as Miller got him 2 up, 2 down, but then a single, and single ended up leading to the run, and it was a certainly disappointing end to a very promising start for Marcus Miller, and likely the end of his days. He's hit 97 pitches.
No.
You're maxed out at 110 in the Independence League, and you would think that probably is it, although there is no action in the Sodbuster pen right now.
I think somebody was throwing. I'm not sure what's going on back there, but I would think if there's not anybody going, there must be somebody ready that we didn't see.
Gage Frank is up there now, takes ball 1 ball and no strikes. Here's a kid who got off to a really good start, and baseball is funny. You're one game from being in a slump, and Gage is kind of fighting it. It really seems like now as he struggled. One of the guys that did struggle up at Pier, and now it grounds this one to the wrong place. The shortstop, an amazing play, and safe! Infield single. Boy, you thought that's hit to the deep in the hole. The way Chandler Stocking has been, he did everything he could do. But a good hustle for Gage Frank, and maybe that little play kind of gets it headed back in his direction.
Tell you what, for all you kids that are watching, if you watch the route that he took to that ball was fantastic, and he did not get the out, but that's only because Gage Frank can really run. But that was a tremendous play by that young man, and he's made more than a half a dozen of them in just 3 games against us. He's a wonderful defensive player.
Yeah, and it's weird because you don't know anything about the team coming in.
No,
but he's caught my eye
Absolutely.
just in 3 games.
Oh, he made the play that comes to mind is the sliding catch in the 1-2 hole.
Mm-hmm.
He had to go about. I bet he went 50 feet, slid, and then threw from his knees a rocket. It was a fantastic play. But he's made any number of great plays, just a really, really good defensive player.
He's a Division I guy for this Casper Spuds squad. Sodbusters have a runner at first, nobody out, trying to get that run back. The pitch is across for strike. Josh Printer up there now for Hastings. They're top of their order, so this is just where they want to be. An infield single now with Printer, Cabranes, and Jones to bat here in the 6th, trailing 5-2.
Yeah, just again, we just want to answer and kind of keep our distance here a little bit.
Squaring to bunt, taking strike 2, and no throw down to second. Gage Frank takes second, so you don't have to give up the out. and now it's 1-2. Now if Printer can just ground one to the right side, a chance to get the runner to third with only one out.
Just do it, right?
Just
do your job.
That's all you got to do, right?
Yeah.
Just that's all.
My
It's
gosh.
so
Yep.
easy up
Yeah.
here for
Yes.
a guy who hit less than 200 in American Legion baseball in high school. That's me. Yep.
But those are the things that this is where we got to get better, and we call them quality outs, and we don't look at batting average. We look at quality at bats, and we just want to see a productive out here. And if he happens to get a single, then great. But look at the room on the right side.
Yep, if he can just punch it through wide open between first and second and pitches outside.
Yep.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Also maybe work the pitch count a little bit. Tristan Tatum has done a great job of not throwing very many pitches, and while Miller is throwing a heck of a lot, as Tatum 67 right now with Miller up near 100.
Yes.
2-2 pitch. Low for ball 3. So Printer's worked it back to full. 5-2. Big moment in this game as the Sodbusters trying to make a little bit of a comeback. Got the 2-run home run from Cale Jensen. Now trying to do a little small ball here with an infield single, a stolen base, nobody out, and Josh Printer at the plate.
Need a single, a walk, or a ground ball to the right side.
Tatum brings it home.
Good.
Ball 4. So now interesting combination and situation with Marcos Cabranes, perhaps the most consistent hitter on the Sodbuster team at this point. Do you bunt him? Is he swinging away with runners at first and second and nobody out? Okay, Coach Galusha, are you signaling down there? What's the word?
Well, Joel's got this under control. I'm a small ball guy, but honestly, I feel like we need to swing the bat here.
Yep.
I think you could go either way, but I feel like I think we can make sure one by bunting, but I think we take a swing at a big inning here. But it wouldn't surprise me to have him bunt because we've got Nick Jones behind him, which again he's our most experienced hitter, and I just feel like you're going to get a quality at bat from him. So I can do it either way here. I'd be happy either way. My gut says let's play for a big number.
Casper will play in on the corners. Middle infielders double play depth, and that's just the one thing you don't want. And
look at the hole on the left side.
Casper's been amazing at getting those double plays, but Stocking is in behind the runner at second base, so Cabranes has a huge hole between third and second. The pitch is bunted in the air. It is going to fall. Tatum picks it up, throws to first, not in time, infield single, bases loaded. That's the one advantage of bunting a guy like Cabranes. Great speed.
Yep, he can run. It scared me for a second when that was up, but that pitcher falls off pretty good to the first base side, so that was beneficial for us. And hey, here we go. We got our most experienced hitter here. That we're just going to get a good quality at bat here from Nick Jones, and so we're going to get a chance. We got a chance to get right back in the game here.
5-2. Sodbusters have the bases loaded and nobody out.
And I'm not leaving.
Corner infielders are, and maybe you need to come in the 6th instead of the 5th.
We can switch that.
Jones swings at one very low and out of the zone. Glad that wasn't a grounder to the middle infielder. Instead, it's no balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, that was a little bit over. He was looking for a fastball, probably guessed fastball, got a breaking ball there, but tried to do a little bit too much there.
Tatum ahead in the count. Biggest moment of the game now for the Sodbusters, trailing by 3. Jones watches it go by for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. An infield single, a walk, another infield single. And thankfully that ball fell. How many times this year it seems like hard hit balls have been double plays? There's a little bunt that wasn't executed to perfection, but it turns into an infield single.
Yep.
1-1 pitch is Tatum trying to wiggle out of the jam. Here's the pitch, and this one is lined to
go.
left
That's
field.
trouble.
That is going to be
nice
caught
play.
in foul territory. Sodbusters going to try to score the run from third. They will. They also advance a runner from second to third. Great base running there from Printer as he takes third on the missed cutoff throw. Frank scores from third. Jones comes through with a sacrifice fly to left. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a 5-3 game.
Good job there. Got the job done there. When he hit it, I thought it might be down. What a nice job by the left fielder getting all the way. That was a foul ball actually. He got all the way to it. I didn't when it was first hit. I thought it was down. But good play by them. But hey, a positive situational at bat there.
You betcha. And here's another chance. Runner at third, less than 2 outs. Can you get him home if you're Cannon Coakley? The Sodbusters trail it by a score of 5-3. Casper thinking strikeout or double play right here to end the threat. Pitch is low and in the dirt. Bounces up the first base line for a little ways, but good job keeping in front enough. Brock Melinda, their left fielder Matthew Marsick, making a nice play. Their outfield has made some pretty good plays too. I know there was an inning last weekend when you felt like the Sodbusters are going to put a crooked number on the board. They got nothing because of a couple of great outfield plays for this squad from Casper.
Yeah, the center fielder ran one down that was way out there, and he caught it full extended at full speed. So, this is, we'd love a base hit here, but this is just a situational play again that we've got to be better at. Whatever you can do to get that run in.
Here's the 1-0 delivery. It's low and in the dirt. Bounces up the first base line. That'll be a wild pitch and a run scores. And now there's a runner in scoring position. Only one out. 2 runs home, and the Sodbusters trail at 5-4.
It's nice to see a break go our way on one of those. We gave one away. They got a gift back, and we'll take it.
And now Cannon Coakley, a single to the outfield, and we could have ourselves a tie ball game. There was a visit to the mound earlier in the inning, as we saw Mike Bowles, the first-year head coach for the Casper Spuds, come out and have a visit with his right-hander, Tristan Tatum, who's seen it go against him here the last couple of innings after he faced the minimum through the first 3 and put zeros on the board through the first 4, giving up a 2-run home run in the 4th inning, or I should say in the 5th, and 2 more here in the 6th as they try to battle to take the lead. 2-1 the count on Cannon Coakley.
Just happy to see the fight, the battle a little bit. This is what you expect from these kids, and boy, it's nice to see it here. 3-0 here. I'd like to see Coakley swing for the, let it rip here and see what happens. See if you get a fastball and try to do some damage.
Went 3 for 7 in the series in Pierre, including a 3 for 3 game on Fridays. The Sodbusters won that one 14-1. 3-1 pitch. Misses for ball 4, and a pitching change is coming. So Tatum can't complete the 6th after he pretty much rolled through the first 4. 2 runs in the 5th, 2 runs in the 6th, and Tatum apparently will be lifted for a bullpen opportunity as Coakley draws the walk. Top of the order, getting it done. Infield single, walk, infield single. Doesn't have to be a hard hit sometimes. Here at Duncan Field, you don't have to smash one out.
There is no place on here, Steve, that shows pictures, right? We just want to tell the story, so that's good. We've had some better at bats, and Cannon did a nice job not doing too much. And Steve, quickly, I got to make the run through on hi to everybody.
Okay.
All right. So I think my mom and dad are probably watching. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Probably have aunts and uncles watching. I know I got my grandkids watching. Jake and Cal are watching. Amanda, Jared, Kenny, Cassandra. I doubt my daughter in Taiwan, Allie's watching, but I've got to say hi to her anyway. And then Maddie in UMass, and she'll be down here next week. Going to be at a couple games and going to go on vacation with us. So hi to everybody, and looking forward to being on vacation for the first time in a couple years next week, Steve.
All right.
So you're going to have to find somebody else for the 5th for a couple days. But
I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, I think you can figure it out. There's good people. But hi to everybody watching. Appreciate all your support, and I know everybody's all pulling for us. And Karen usually watches and listens to you when she's at home, but she's here tonight, so I don't have to say hi to her on the air anyway because I can see her.
And, Ryan did mention the fact, Steve, I know you can kill time regardless, so he's going to go down for a couple of innings, and I can talk for a long time.
You bet.
Cooper Hack has come into the game. He's a Casper guy out of Solano College, 0-0, a 5.3 ERA, making his 4th appearance in 5 innings. He's allowed 6 runs, 3 of them earned. He has allowed 7 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 3 walks. For Cooper Hack comes in at a big spot. Sodbusters with a chance, 1st and 2nd, only 1 out and 2 runs across. So the offense kind of ignited by that 2-run home run last inning from Cale Jensen. Yeah, that was a big hit. But here, a little small ball. Infield single, walk, infield single, sac fly, walk. And all of a sudden, Sodbusters looking at maybe their biggest inning at Duncan Field this year.
Yeah.
I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot of offense, so it's nice to see a little bit of a crooked number and take 4 or 5 right here and grab a lead.
Exactly. Zach has probably been our most consistent hitter. I don't look at averages and all those things, but he's had some good at bats and done well with the bat, and he's earned a spot. We'll find him to play just about every night. He's worked really hard for us, and so this is a big spot for Zach. and it'd be nice to scratch one ahead, and let's play ahead of these guys once and see how they react, because right now they've been in control, although we scared them a little bit last Sunday, a week ago Sunday, I guess it was, and had an opportunity, but this first time we've really put some pressure on them.
And you mentioned Zach Vettel. Yes, you don't like the stats, but I do. 6 for 11 he was up at in South Dakota. 2 for 4 RBI, 3 runs scored on Friday. 2 for 4, a double, an RBI, and a run scored on Saturday, and 2 for 3, an RBI, and 2 runs scored yesterday. So pretty good weekend for Zach Vettel.
And it's not that I don't like stats, Steve, because I do. I'm a stat guy, and I could rattle off a bunch of useless information, but I just think just doesn't always tell the story when you watch the swings, if he barrels them or not. And hey, what a nice sound to hear that, to hear the crowd get a little bit into it too. We need that, because we've got great supporters. We've got to give them a reason to cheer, and we've done that here in the 6th.
As Cooper Hack threw it over the top of Zach Vettel. It is Vettel, by the way. I asked him officially. So Zach Vettel, 0 for 2 on the day. But multi-hit games each of the last 3, as the Sodbusters 1, 2 of 3 inside, almost hit him. Vitale, again, just don't try to do too much. Just keep the line moving if you're Zach Vitale.
Exactly.
And try to get your next man up there to do the job. Sodbusters on the short end of a 5-4 score, but they have scored twice and have first and second and only one man out. And Cooper Hack on the hill. The pitch. High over the head of Vitale. It's 3 balls and no strikes on Zach. Okay, here's your most consistent hitter, but 3-0, man, you got to take a strike, don't you?
You got
Hack?
you got to take a strike right now. Got a new pitcher who hasn't really been close yet. Really, you can't. You got to make him throw one.
So first and second, good speed at second base in the person of Marcos Cabranes. 3-0 count. The pitch to Vitale, hit him. So if you're going to get hit, don't get hit 3-0, but he didn't get out of the way. So one way or the other, he's aboard.
Yeah.
So that will place Marcos Cabranes at third. Cannon Coakley, who drew a walk, he's at second. Zach Vitale officially hit by a pitch, and here comes a visit to the mound. How about a quick hook?
Yeah.
We have seen this from the head coach, Mike Bowles. Remember, he pulled his starting pitcher after he recorded no outs, and it was a perfect move. Last weekend, as his relief pitcher came in and threw shutout and hitless ball.
Yeah, that was one. We talk about it all the time for no baseball game, and see something you've never seen before. That day was it. He got pulled without getting an out, and we only got 1 run out of the deal. Great move. You know, I like coaches that go with their gut feeling. I mean, sometimes you can just see he didn't have it. He wasn't close once, and matter of fact, he's pretty fortunate that he didn't groove one where Zach could have hit him.
And unfortunately, the Sodbusters going to face one of the best for the squad right now. This is guy maybe has been their best out of the pen. It's Nick Flores. They saw him last week. He's 0-0. His only save of the year coming against the Sodbusters in the second game of the doubleheader. In 11 1/3 innings, he has allowed 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 9 hits, 9 strikeouts, 4 walks, a 0.79 ERA. The Sodbusters are going to be batting Caden Cusellos, coming off his first hit of the year, and he's going to come up in a huge spot with the bases loaded and only 1 out in a 5-4 game.
Yep, big spot for Caden. Needs to try not to do too much and just try to get us a fly ball here. Make sure we get 25 up again with the runners in scoring position. So just like I say all the time, broken record, understand your job when you get in there. And your job here is not to try to hit one out. Is try to keep the line moving and hit on your terms until you don't have a choice.
And so now, and of course, you want to be patient. But will Flores throw that first pitch strike? And boy, I'd say I don't know if I've ever seen a pitcher have the reaction he did. Cooper Hack, coming off the mound, was none too pleased about being taken out after 4 pitches.
After 4 pitches, well.
But he's out, and so that's summer ball sometimes. And he was none too pleased as he headed to the dugout. And Probably shouldn't be, but he also didn't come close on any of your 4 pitches.
Yeah, you'd like to have a chance to work out of that, but the coach knows that this might be the game's on the line here.
Yep.
You know, they got a chance. They need to go get something, and I like this move from him going to his best, because I like using my closer whenever I think the game's on the line, and his feeling right now is this is an opportunity we need to get out of.
5-4, big moment as the Spuds lead the Sodbusters, and Caden Cusella trying to come through right here, lefty against the right-handed batter. Flores brings home the pitch. Misses low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Caden Cusella. Very limited playing time in the field for the Sodbusters. Getting a start today, a strikeout and an infield single with a run scored. He scored in front of that 2-run home run from Jensen, who does wait on deck. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball left side, 1-1, as mishandled by the coach. And I'll tell you what, Joel Skipper going to get a hard time. He's going to get razzed for that.
Yeah, he's not going to want to hear that conversation.
Yep. Caden Cusella did put it in play. Like you say, just a line drive to the outfield somewhere. Let's get that run home from third base. Great speed on the bases at third in the person of Marcos Cabranes. 1-1 delivery. Curveball way outside. That slipped out of the hands of Flores, who pats himself on the chest saying, my bad, 2-1.
Yeah, sometimes when you try to make it break, that happens. You just got to throw it. And this guy's a competitor. We put a little pressure on him a week ago Sunday, but he figured out how to get it done, and he's a competitor. I like his attitude.
2-1 pitch on the way. Curveball beauty. That is a dandy pitch, and now it's 2-2 on Caden Cusella. Also could throw a football during the rain delay.
Yeah.
Perfect spiral throwing the football.
Yeah.
And he plays at used to be an NAIA Power in football, Bethany down in Kansas. 2-2 pitch. This one is looped on the infield. First baseman's got it, and the Sodbusters will have one more chance here as Cusella with the pop-up in the infield can't get a runner home with less than 2 outs at third base, and now Cale Jensen going to be trying to pick up his team as it remains 5-4.
You know, he put the ball in play. He was down in the count and moved the baseball. So, we would have liked a little bit better result, but at least we didn't hit a ground ball to the middle infielders. And now we got a guy he's a Division I hitter and just came off a home run, and see if he can try to barrel one here for us.
Just a line drive somewhere. What do you say? Pitch is low for ball. Oh, that's at the knees for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike on Jensen, who had a 2-run home run his last time up.
Yeah. Boy, that seemed, we don't have a great view on high and low, but that sure seemed down.
No balls and a strike as Flores trying to wiggle out of difficulty here in relief. Big swing, no contact on the curveball. It's quickly 2 strikes on Jensen to try to put the ball in play, see what happens here.
Yep, got to keep that front side in on that breaker because you're going to get it. You're going to get it again. They may show you a fastball here first, or maybe a bounce curveball, but I'd probably show him a fastball in his eyes and then go after him with the breaking ball.
0-2 pitch coming from Flores, and Jensen fouls it away, and this one will reach foul territory on the left side. Went the other way with it. Still 2 strikes on Cale Jensen.
Yep. Now he's got to keep that front side in on that breaking ball because that breaking ball's coming here. Whether he's going to throw the one, I think he's going to throw the one. He's going to backdoor him, I think.
Flores, lefty versus lefty matchup. The pitch.
There it was.
Swing and a miss on the curveball, and the Spuds get out of difficulty with 2 runs scored. Sodbusters leave them loaded. 5-4 as we head to the 7th. Scott Galusha, appreciate you coming.
Hey, you bet, Steve. Thank you very much. Have a good night, and keep cheering us on.
And we'll have the 7th inning when we come back. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
At the 7th inning, it's a ball game. Sodbusters claw 2 runs in the 6th. Had a chance to perhaps tie or take the lead. Did not happen. We'll have to see what happens as we get in the late innings. Head of the 7th, and once again, here is Ryan Valenta.
Good opportunity for the Sodbusters there. I think you're happy just to get the 2 across there. You still got 3 more innings to get those run back. But then, it's been a firefight the past 2.5 innings. Everybody's scored a run at least once since the 4th inning. So, and here's Luke Wenzel too. Wenzel comes on in relief as he pitched on Friday in Oahe. Pitched 3 innings in relief of Braden Anderson. Anderson got the win on Friday. The first 2023 Sodbuster win in the books. Wenzel's first pitch is inside for ball 1. It's just down on the field for a couple innings, snapping some photos, and both these teams want to win this ball game. There's no question about that. Breaking ball misses high, and Wenzel looks in wondering where that was. Must have been a little bit high. The count goes to 2-0. Delivery. Ground ball to the shortstop. Printer over to first, and Kusela picks it out for the first out of the inning. Good start for Wenzel as he retires the first man he sees for the first out.
I tell you what, that unearned run looming ever larger in the 6th inning when the Sodbusters had him 2 up and 2 down. That is the difference in the game right now. 5-4 Casper here in the 7th.
So Burt grounds out. Here's Chandler Stocking. Stocking a fly out, a walk, and another foul out in the 5th. Did sacrifice in the 5th. Got to run home. And that off speed is inside and it hits him. So Stocking is hit with the pitch. He goes to first. So it's just as good a start, and now you got another base runner that the Sodbusters will have to deal with. Brings up Brock Melenda, his next at bat. Melenda ended the 5th inning on a ground out to the first baseman. Hitless today, 0 for 2 with a walk. Melenda in the doubleheader against the Sodbusters back last week had 3 hits in the doubleheader, and he's been the guy for the Spuds so far in this season. Stocking at first, Wenzel a little wild, and another pitch in the right-handed batter's box, and just like we saw Hack for the Spuds, very wild. Wenzel a little bit shaky right now. Got to settle him down. Pickoff throw is wild and gets away, and that will have a runner at second base now as Stocking advances. A throwing error on Wenzel. And for Wenzel, another error there as he records his 3rd throwing error of the season. And with all these tensions high, just got to calm the guy down, and that's what Zach Vitale's doing out on the mound.
Yeah. Wenzel struggled so mightily against Casper. He was actually the starting pitcher in the first game of that doubleheader a week ago. Allowed 4 runs on 1 hit as he walked 2 and did not get out of the first inning, and so was hoping for a better bounce-back performance. Got the first out here, but now going to have to battle after giving up a walk and an error.
Deep breath. Just got to keep the ball game where it is right now. Count is 2-0 to Melenda. Wenzel delivers, and that pitch is nowhere close for ball 3. We'll see if Joel Skipper has to play his hand and spend an extra card here in the 7th inning. So you'd assume the take sign's on here, and taking all the way for ball 4 is Melenda. So after a ground out, the next 2 have reached. There's 2 on now with 1 out. Here's Easton Smith.
Yeah, it was fascinating to see that the head coach, Mike Bowles, he went after his relief pitcher, Cooper Hack after 4 balls out of the zone, and with a 5-4 game, Joel Skipper making a trip to the mound. Does he go to the bullpen? I thought it was interesting. Casper basically using their best reliever in that situation in the 6th inning to try to keep the lead, and they did with Flores. It'll be interesting to see how long they go with Flores, who had an ERA of .79 coming into today. Is he in it for the long haul? Will he be the guy that tries to maybe close it out here in the 7th, 8th, and 9th?
Yeah, it's something that some closers are definitely capable of. You can call on them in any spot, Traditional closer, you're on in the 9th, and that's it. Maybe the 8th if you need to pick up an extra out or 2, but rarely the 6th. Indeed, we will have to see how long Flores goes. First, Sodbusters need 2 more outs. So now double play in order. So runners at first and second for Easton Smith. First pitch, high and tight, and Wenzel's missing arm side badly. Gotta watch out for hit batter. Wenzel's hit 10 batters, now 11 with the hitting of Stocking. 11 hit batters on the season. And that pitch is off the umpire and gets away, and both runners will move up, and yeah, that caught the home plate umpire Sean Stott on a piece of padding somewhere. And we'll take a pause to make sure he's okay, but man, Wenzel just can't find the zone right now.
Yeah, I think he missed the padding and got him in his arm, so I don't think that touched any part of his padding. Unfortunately, that did catch his elbow maybe outside any kind of guard, so unfortunate there. And I'm just hoping maybe this also will allow Wenzel to refocus and reset. The Sodbusters trying to keep it a 5-4 game, really need a 0 on the board. You may settle for 1 at this point, the way things have gone, 2nd and 3rd, and there is action behind him. A right-hander is warming for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Another quick little break for Wenzel. Got to figure if he can't get this out here, this could be his last batter if he can't have control right now. So we're ready to go again. Count is 2-0 on Easton Smith, and home plate umpire Sean Stott appears to be all right. And there's a strike, up and in on the zone, gets the call for strike 1. So 2-1 the counts. Pitch in and fouled back, so a couple of balls now found the zone. See Tex Cook warming in the bullpen for the Sodbusters. Cook did pitch an inning in the Oahe series. He should be plenty rested for an outing tonight if need be. Wenzel with the 2-2, and good stop by Vital on the pitch in the dirt. So horizontally, Wenzel has fixed his delivery for the moment. Still trying to get the vertical aspect of that to fall. Wenzel ready with 15th pitch of the inning. There's a fly ball to right field. Frank goes back, and he makes the catch. Stocking tags and will score. And also moving to third is Melenda. It's a sacrifice fly for Smith. And he drives in his first run of the game, and Casper gets one of those 2 Sodbuster runs right back. It's now 6-4, but now with 2 outs.
A large out there, and the free passes come back to haunt. Hit batsman, error, walk in the inning, and a wild pitch get them to 2nd and 3rd, and then the sacrifice fly. Now a chance to get out of it with just 1 run scored for Wenzel.
First pitch is a strike to Nathan Martinez. Martinez 1 for 3. Drove in a run in the first, tripled in the 4th, and flew out in his last plate appearance. Another fly ball, left center field. Going over to his right is Matson, and he has it lined up in left center field for the final out of the inning. Casper tacks on another run. They've scored in 4 straight innings. They have a 2-run advantage. Sodbusters will come to the bat. It's stretch time here in Hastings.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
It's stretch time in Hastings. Take me out to Duncan Field as Sodbusters will try to come back to win their first game of the year at Duncan Field. Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein joining you. Happy Monday in Hastings or wherever you may be. Casper does punch through a run in the 7th inning. They've now scored in every inning since the 4th for a total of 6 runs. Sodbusters breaking through with 2 runs in the 5th, 2 runs in the 6th. As they squandered a great opportunity to get more in the 6th. The strikeout with the bases loaded ended the inning. Nick Flores back on to pitch for the Spuds. He came on and struck out the last man of the inning, which is Cale Jensen. Speaking of Cale Jensen, how about first home run of Duncan Field, and with something we didn't know if we would see this year. You know, you only see a handful of guys have that home run power, and this is a guy playing his first game at Duncan Field too. We'll see Jensen hopefully later in the 8th or 9th, but Ty Matson will lead it off for the Sodbusters. 6-4 game, Sodbusters with 9 outs to play with. Matson shows bunt down the third base line, but it'll roll foul. Flores doing his best to provide a breeze to make sure that goes foul. Matson will have to try again. He's down in the count 0-1.
Great idea. Nathan Martinez playing back. Sodbusters need base runners. You saw him last inning. Infield single, walk, infield single, playing small ball and trying to do it here again to get a little bit closer.
Flores ready with his 0-1. Matson swings and misses on a pitch on the outer half of the plate. Flores came on in the 6th, hit a batter, but then retired the next 2 to strand the Sodbuster threat, and a high curveball is called strike 3, and Matson is struck out on 3 pitches to start the 7th inning.
It'd be interesting to see how long Nick Flores can go. He did throw a couple of innings, allowed no runs, 1 hit, a strikeout, and a walk against Sawtooth yesterday, so you wouldn't think that he has too much gas in the tank.
First pitch to leadoff man Gage Frank, just outside, flirting with the chalk in the left-handed batter's box. The ball 1. To Frank, fouled to the right side and will just get by the first baseman Danuitz. Frank led off the 6th, singled and scored the first Sodbuster run of the inning. So his legs are fresh, batting back-to-back in both innings. Flores, the lefty, ready with the new ball on the mound. 1-1. Frank ropes that to left center field, but Reeves with the speed goes over and snags that out of midair for out number 2. Good jump by Reeves to track that one down.
Elijah Reeves has shown great range the first 3 games against Hastings this year, and when I came off the bat, I thought it had a chance to be down, but Reeves making it look easy here as there's 2 outs, nobody on for Josh Printer.
Josh Printer, second base runner to reach in the Sodbuster 6th inning via walk, and scored the only other run. And that's where we stand now. 6-4 to score. Flores looking for a 1-2-3 inning weekly hit to short. Stocking rushes in, throws over to first, and retires Printer And boy, does the Casper middle infield make it look easy. They go down 1-2-3 to the Sodbusters, and we will go to the top of the 8th inning. Casper 6, Hastings 4 on Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Top of the 8th inning in Hastings. New Sodbuster pitcher is Tex Cook. Hard-throwing right-hander will take the mounds in relief of Luke Wenzel. Wenzel able to get through that last inning. But Cook, the next man out of the Sodbuster bullpen. For Cook, one of a few Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys on the team, him alongside Nick Jones and Marcos Cabranes, spending their summer in Hastings. Team leading 7th appearance for Cook this season, as he made an appearance yesterday in the finale win versus Oahe. Had a 3-up, 3-down inning, and it was relatively quiet. Hard-throwing Cook did not record a strikeout. We've been accustomed to seeing. The first outing, he hasn't recorded a strikeout. But he'll look to continue his good work against the Casper Spud, bottom of the lineup. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Casper, Simmons, Danuitz, and Reeves to face Tex Cook. Here's the first pitch to Caleb Simmons, taken for a ball. Simmons drove in a run, the sacrifice bunt in the 4th, came around to score in the 6th. He's ahead 2-0. There's a fly ball down the left field line, but will go foul. Cook with a pretty respectable year so far for the Sodbusters. Had a rocky first couple outings as he had a very inauspicious start to his Sodbuster career at Duncan Field on opening day, walking the bases loaded 3 times, but since settled in nicely, but loses Simmons on 5 pitches. So another leadoff man reaches for the Spuds, and they look to keep their foot on the gas here and get some more runs here in the 8th.
Been a great team in getting their leadoff man aboard and in turn getting them home. One of the reasons they've been able to just keep tacking on runs since the 4th.
So Simmons at first, Danuitz at the plate, takes ball 1. Just miss, perhaps high and inside. Sun just sporadic on the left side of the field. Ground ball to the short, could be 2. Printer flips to Cabranes for 1, onto first, just in time for the 6-4-3 double play. Leadoff walk is erased, and that's how you respond, picking up your pitcher after a leadoff walk.
Good job for Printer, perfect dish, and then what a turn from Marcos Cabranes. I thought there's no way they're getting it. That's a pretty good runner, and Cabranes with a gun to get it over to Casella to get that twin killing of Danuitz.
Cabranes, once dubbed Superboy, making it look easy out there at second base or even wherever he plays. First pitch is in the dirt, squirts through the legs of Atal. Elijah Reeves bats for the 5th time in the game. Elijah Reeves singled in the 6th but was left stranded. Takes a strike at the knees for strike one. So Reeves 1 for 4. And this one blocked by Vital, so now the count is 2-1. If you're Hastings, you can put up a 0 and get your offense right back to work here. And swing and a miss and off the mask of Vital, but no damage done. That's just strike 2. But Reeves way out in front of that one and frankly not close. Two from Cook, high and tight, and Reeves late to jump out of the way. Thinking he was looking for the local and got the express. Full count from Cook, and that's ball 4 as it gets away from Vital again, and Reeves is going to try for second. Vital has a long throw from behind the screen. That's away from Printer as Reeves advances to second as Vital just could not find that baseball. Unfortunately, he went all the way back to the screen, so a free 90 feet for Reeves. He stands now at second. Well, walk and advancement on second there puts him.
Yeah, heads up for Elijah Reeves. A lot of times you'll see a guy trot down to first. Reeves was running out of the box after he saw that ball get away, and now he's in scoring position. And the way this game has been going for Casper, they've been amazing about cashing any little opportunity, any little wiggle. Now runner in scoring position, and any old blooper to the outfield, and Casper could steal one here and take a 3-run lead.
Yeah, Reeves, he didn't even hit first before he turned around it and decided he was going. So heads up play by Reeves to get that extra 90 feet and really put the pressure on the Sodbuster defense. Now a fly ball, even just a soft liner into the gap, could stretch that lead. Matthew Marsick bats. Pretty good day for Marsick. 2 for 3 with a walk. Single and a triple to his credit. Ground ball softly. Printer comes in on the short hop over to first. And just in time as Cusella digs that out. So the 2-out walk and the extra 90 feet does not come around to score as the Spuds strand their 7th potential run at second base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Hastings needs a couple. We'll be right back.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Bottom of the 8th inning. Sodbusters coming to bat. They'll bring 3, 4, and 5 in the form of Cabranes Jones and Coakley to the dish. They'll face Casper reliever Nick Flores, who's out for the 3rd time. Came on in relief of Cooper Hack, and he has been pretty darn good so far. Flores line so far an inning and 2/3 of almost perfect baseball. No hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. So Cabranes will try for the first Sodbuster hit against Flores. Big breaking ball, and that's in for a strike. Cabranes, guy, he plays so hard. Was on the field earlier. There's a pitch that got away from the catcher and was very vocal with himself when he didn't take second on the wild pitch. This is a guy who definitely trying to make a name for himself and let his presence be known. 1-1 to Cabranes. The Puerto Rican native is grounded to the right side. With the backhand is Smith over to first for the out. And Cabranes is retired after singling in his past 2 appearances. He's now 2 for 4. And that'll bring up Nick Jones. Designated hitting today. We've seen him behind the plate. In the infield. Jones trying to get something sparked here for the Sodbusters. First pitch swinging at the breaking ball. Smith again coming in and making the play. And 2 pitches now with 2 outs total, as Flores has now pitched 2 1/3 innings, and now it'll be up to Cannon Coakley to keep the Sodbuster inning going.
So wondering whether Flores is going to have enough gas left in the tank, but if he's only throwing 5 or 6 pitches an inning, he's probably in there for the ninth if he is able to get Coakley out, as he has been pretty dominant since coming on with the bases loaded and only 1 man out back in the 6th.
Just 18 pitches for Flores so far. Make that 20 now. Kind of hard to believe that this game has turned such on its head after Flores came in. Just 19 pitches to record 7 outs. It's pretty darn good. He falls behind Cannon Coakley. Coakley 0 for 2 with a walk. Sprays that foul to the right side. For strike 1. Coakley, Des Moines area community college native. Coakley playing college ball with fellow Sodbuster Gage Frank, who's hoping for another opportunity. Down the right field line again, a little closer to the line. It's still foul. Coakley and the middle part of the order just been a little bit behind on fastballs, so it seems, in this game. Flores ready, deuces wild. Here's the offering. Breaking ball, tried to backdoor him and doesn't get the call. Flores thought he had strike 3. And home plate umpire signals just that much outside.
Missed it by that much.
Don't normally see umpires do that. Usually they'll defend their call and say, talk to me about it later. Now the 3-2 is over the head of Martinez at third, and that's a base hit for Coakley. Martinez just needed his glove an inch or 2 longer, maybe to get a glove on that, but Coakley with his first hit of the game. And once again, Sodbusters have something with 2 outs.
And Flores visibly upset after seeing that hit, thinking he had strike 3. The next pitch ends up being a hit. Now maybe Flores rattled a bit. Let's see if you can take advantage with a 2-out rally.
Vital at the plate, perfect guy to do it. Swinging first pitch, foul towards the Sodbuster dugout. As we mentioned, Vital was electric at the plate against Oahe. Multi-hit game in all 3 games. Had 2 hits in each of the 3 games and went his weekend 6-for-11. Hot-hitting Vital yet to hit today. A couple of groundouts and a walk. He bats with 1 on and 2 outs. Good stop by Melinda behind the plate to keep it in front. Vital, mainly a ground balled guy. He's got, if he can sneak it past the pitcher, he's got broad daylight in center field if he can hit one up the middle. Coakley at first, Vital waits the 1-1. Curveball is popped foul behind us. Now Vital down to his last strike.
I think you just dented the ball.
Flores with a long look in. Decides on his sign. The 1-2. Called strike 3 on the outer half of the plate, a perfect pitch, and Vital is caught looking as Flores strands the 1-out single. Vital's retired, so are the Sodbusters. They hang another 0. We go to the 9th inning, last call for both teams. Casper's up 6-4.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
It's the 9th inning. Sodbusters down a couple runs. Tex Cook back out on the mound. Steve Stein, take us home.
All right, let's see a little 1-2-3 action and maybe a big rally in the bottom of the ninth for the first win here at Duncan Field for Hastings. So they had their opportunities. You think back to that chance when they scored 2 runs in the 6th inning, had the bases loaded, only 1 out, and right now your most valuable move of the game, maybe Mike Bowles going to his bullpen. Nick Flores has come in and shut the door, got a huge pop-up on the infield, and then a strikeout, and Flores has been rolling since. Now the Sodbusters just trying to put a 0 on the board with Tex Cook. Cook able to survive that 8th inning. He did walk a couple. A double play certainly helped the cause. He'll be facing 3, 4, and 5 with Burke, Stocking, and Molinda trying to add insurance. 6 runs, 8 hits for Casper, 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 big errors for the Hastings Sodbusters, as they did allow an unearned run with one of those errors early in the game, and that was very painful as the Sodbusters at one point trailed 5-4, and that 5th run was unearned. So we will see the Casper Spuds send Chase Burke to the mound. Burke flew out his first time up, had a fielder's choice ground and a stolen base. He has since grounded out twice, 0 for 4 on the day for Chase Burke. Marcus Miller started the game through 97 pitches. He will be the losing pitcher unless the Sodbusters can rally. Tex Cook brings it home, and that pitch a little bit high, 1 ball and no strikes on Tex Cook, guy who is majoring in ag business at Arkansas Tech. Pitch upstairs for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes on Burke. For Tex Cook, he is from Little Rock, Arkansas. They have an opportunity to run the family chicken farm before it's all said and done, but just getting that degree and see where it takes him. 3 balls, no strikes now as Tech brings it home and misses. So a 4-pitch walk, not what Hastings had hoped for here to open the 9th. Casper's been pretty decent about scoring runs when they've been given the opportunities, even though they did have 2 base runners last inning and could not score. See what Chandler Stocking can get done. And how far will the head coach, Joel Skipper, go with Cook here in the 9th inning? Right now, no action in the bullpen for the Hastings Sodbusters. Runner goes. Pitch taken low for a ball that won't even be a throw. Fatale could not get a good read on it. Cook did not really pay much attention to the base runner, so good opportunity there for Burke. He took off on first movement, and Burke swipes his 4th stolen base in 5 tries. As 6-4 the score. Sodbusters on the short end here in the 9th inning. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Pretty good hitter up there. Stocking takes outside, and Tex Cook has not thrown a strike here in the 9th inning. Stocking hit by a pitch his last time up, advanced on an error, and came around to score a run back in the 7th inning. That was the 6th run of the game. Did not mean to go around, got tied up on the inside part of the plate, and goes around for strike one, so I still don't know if Tex Cook's thrown a strike because that probably would have been ball 3 if Stocking had not offered at it. 2-1 pitch coming for Tex Cook. That is grounded just foul on the first base side. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes, and an opportunity for Cook to come back and perhaps get a tough out here in the person of Chandler Stocking, who came into today with .333, his batting average, 8 runs batted in and 6 runs scored. Had a 2-hit game yesterday against Sawtooth in that loss. Swing and a miss. Cook comes all the way back. Well, you think of strike 1 in that at bat, which was really not close to being a strike. He comes back and gets a foul ball and then a K. There's 1 man out.
It's a good hitter in Stocking right there, and just not comfortable with whatever Cook was throwing, and very good bounce back there.
Brock Molenda is 0 for 2 on the day. Does have a couple of walks to his credit and a run scored. That run coming back in the 2nd inning. 6-4. It's getting late. Top of the 9th. Sodbusters trying to put a 0 on the board and rally. Another home game in which they did not lead. Casper scoring a run in the 2nd, 2 in the 4th inning. Single runs in the 5th, 6th, and 7 for their 6. Runner leads away from 2nd. Bluff back to 2nd base, and a balk has been called on Tex Cook, and high stepping it to 3rd. Little showmanship there for Chase Burke. That probably won't make the Sodbusters terribly pleased, and a runner at 3rd base now, and 1 man out.
The home plate umpire is saying that Cook begun his delivery home. I don't understand how the home plate umpire can determine that when the field umpire has nothing there. The field umpire can definitely see, he's got that side-to-side view of where Cook is going to, so that's what the conversation is about.
As Joel Skipper is out to plead his case, at least get some clarification one way or the other. That is a large balk, because now there's a runner at 3rd and 1 out, and instead of playing back on the infield, you almost have to bring them in, and that makes your guy at the plate that much of a hitter. Sodbusters hoping for a ground ball at somebody or a strikeout here, and 1 ball and no strikes to count on Molenda as he swings and fouls it away. 1-1 on Molenda with Chase Burke, who really prompted that balk, jockeying out there at 2nd base, and he was able to draw the balk. Now Cook will go out of the wind. You could still suicide here if you want. Pitch across for strike. 1-2 the count now on Molenda. Strikeout would look big for Tex Cook as he tries to get out of this with no damage done. Tex brings the pitch home. Outside, Molenda did not offer at that one. 2-2 the count on Brock Molenda. With a runner at 3rd and only 1 man out. A walk, a stolen base, and a balk getting a runner to 3rd. Pitch just misses. 3 balls and 2 strikes, a little bit low to Brock Molenda. Tries to come through right here. 0 for 2 on the day for the left-handed hitting Molenda. Tex Cook has gone full now as he winds and delivers. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Molenda, no argument as he heads to the Casper dugout. Back-to-back strikeouts after the walk, and it'll be up to Easton Smith.
Cook looking good. He's kind of made of these Casper hitters, as some of them, it almost looks like they're guessing, and they're guessing wrong, and that's exactly what Molenda did there. Obviously looking for something else, and took a perfect pitch.
He had a pretty good outing against Casper in the first game of that doubleheader last Sunday. Went 2 innings, allowed no runs on 1 hit while striking out 4, trying to put up a second 0 here today as the pitch is fouled away. No balls and a strike on Easton Smith. Smith has had a very productive day. A double and a run scored. A sacrifice fly, overall 2 for 3 with a run scored and 1 run batted in. Count 0-1. A bluff over to 3rd. Casper hoping for another balk. Not called. 0-1 the count. As Casper tried to manufacture one here in the 9th to add to their 6-4 lead. Cook brings it home, and a swing and a miss at 1 in the dirt. Vital really going to have to be tough behind home plate with an 0-2 count now, as if Cook buries one, got to keep it in front and keep that runner at 3rd.
This is a great curveball there, and do you trust Vital enough to throw that again?
Now bluffed back to 3rd base, and hustling back in is Chase Burke. Burke really jockeying away. 0-2 pitch. Soft grounder to the right side. Could be a tough play, but Cabranes has got it. Makes it look easy. Throws to 1st, and a 0 on the board in the 9th. Can the Sodbusters come up with a rally? We will find out. 6-4 Spuds, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to hastingssodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Out of the bottom half of the ninth inning, Sodbusters on the short end of a 6-4 score, and we wonder how long will Nick Flores go with his pitch count. Pretty good shape. He has thrown 30 pitches through 2 2/3 innings, and he will be back out there to try to close it against the bottom of the order. There will be a pinch hitter to begin the ninth, though, as the Sodbusters are going to bring in Corbin Rich, the Northeast Community College Hawk. He is coming off a 2-for-5 performance yesterday with 2 runs batted in and a run scored in the 9-0 shutout in South Dakota of the Zap. Overall for the year, 152, 3 for 11. And he tries to get on. Sodbusters need 2 to tie, 3 to win here, as he'll be batting for Caden Cusella, who ends his day at 1 for 3. So Corbin Rich going to be the first guy. Boy, that first guy can really set the tone. Just want to find a way to put a little pressure on Flores, who's looked really comfortable since coming in a huge situation. There was bases loaded, 1 out, and Flores able to get out of the jam in the 6th with no more damage done, and he's rolled through the 7th and 8th innings. Pitch is missing low for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Did allow a 2-out single to Cannon Copley after Flores thought he had strike 3, but followed that up with a strikeout to end the mini threat. 1-0 the count. Flores pitches. Bouncing ball foul, 1 ball and 1 strike. And I don't think there's any action down in the Casper bullpen. It's hard to see with the playground and the banners hanging, but right now looks like Casper is leaving this one up to Flores. Win or lose. 1-1 pitch is on the way. Inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. And like I say, Flores, you would think he would be a little bit fatigued after he threw 2 innings yesterday. It was 2 solid innings against Sawtooth. No runs, 1 hit, strikeout. Now, did they say it hit him? Or at least Rich thought he was hit. He's heading back to the batter's box now. And they can get some help from the field umpire. Probably didn't have a really good look at it anyway, one way or the other. Rich confident he was hit by the pitch. Instead, the count will go back to 2 balls and a strike. So you're going to have to work a little bit harder. Flores brings it home. Same place, and it's in the turf. Now 3-1 the count. Trying to get the leadoff man aboard here to open the ninth and put some pressure on Nick Flores, who's been outstanding. The Bethany Swede from the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference. I don't know if he is their best pitcher, but he has had their best stats, and he's been called upon in some big moments early in this season for the Spuds. 3-1 pitch. Beautiful curveball, and Rich swings, maybe got a piece of it. 3-2 the count. Bounced away. I'm not sure if it was touched or not, one way or the other. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count on Rich. Huge pitch coming up in the course of this one. Love to find a way to get that runner on any way you can. Flores has been pretty good when he's needed to be. 3-2 delivery on the way. Swing and a foul ball. Good job there for Rich to spoil that fastball, and he'll see another at 3-2.
Every pitch, Flores wastes a little more in the tank. And for Corbin Rich, him and plate umpire Sean Stott talking about previous couple pitches, Rich was pretty convinced that it hit him, but he seemed to be the only one. But whatever gripe you have now that you should be on first right now, you got to swallow that and protect here and do anything you can to get on base.
Flores has been outstanding throwing strikes. 36 pitches thrown, 25 of them for strikes. So 3 of his 11 balls have come to this batter. He's been great at getting strike one. One of the reasons he's been able to put zeros on the board here against the Sodbusters. 3-2 pitch coming again. Curveball fouled away. Great job for Rich, because that was that nasty breaking ball, and Rich has seen enough of it that he was able to anticipate it and foul it strongly away. There is a few guys at least up and warming up, at least some milling around here in the Casper bullpen. We're in the bottom of the ninth. 3-2 pitch on the way again. Curveball outside for ball 4. Flores couldn't find the outside corner with that curve. That is a large first at bat and a great job for Rich to not try to do too much. He's aboard and the tying run will come to the plate here in the ninth.
Yeah, great at bat. Just spoiled that curveball last time, and that's going to be the end of the line for Nick Flores. But hats off to Flores. A great job in relief. When Sodbusters could have easily put this one away, Flores came and dropped the hammer and commanded this game for the rest of the innings.
As the pitching change will be made, we'll take a break. It's 6-4. Sodbusters trail it. We are in the ninth inning, and we'll have a break and be back and tell you about the new pitcher right after this.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Daniel Barcena on for the Casper Spuds, a right-hander who has been really good. No record, is not allowed an earned run in 4 1/3 innings. No runs, no hits, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. He's making his 6th appearance. Saw some action yesterday. 1 inning against Sawtooth. No runs, no hits, 2 strikeouts, and a walk. Daniel Barcena for Nick Flores. Man, if you're the Sodbusters, after seeing Flores, the left-hander, a lot of different arm angles, the curveball, the fastball, totally different with Barcena coming out of there.
Yeah, Spuds doing everything in their power to get this Game 1 final in their favor. And Barcena, like we said, one of their top relievers. Besides a hit batter and 3 walks, it's been perfect. No ERA, no hits yet. Has allowed 2 runners to steal off of him. You got to figure, though, with Corbin Rich at first base, who will actually be pinch ran for. We got Lane Shires at first base now, so a little bit of a threat to steal now. And this is the guy you want coming up right here. Cale Jensen hit a home run last time. Not really want him to do that here, but got to respect the power of Jensen here.
Jensen, a 2-run blast in the 5th to start the scoring for the Hastings Sodbusters. Came up in a big spot his next at bat as well as the pitch is fouled away. No balls and 1 strike on Cale Jensen. Jensen was a strikeout victim of Flores to end the 6th inning when the Sodbusters had bases loaded, 1 out, but a pop-up and a strikeout ended that threat. We're now in the 9th as the Sodbusters trailing it by 2 at 6-4. Cale Jensen's had quite a Sodbuster Duncan Field debut. He's had his ups and downs, some issues out there in left field, but has put that behind him to get a home run out of here. Pitch taken high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike on Cale Jensen, the Central City Bison, going on to North Dakota State where he's a Bison. Only wears green uniforms apparently because Central City's green, North Dakota State's green, and now the green and gold of the Hastings Sodbusters. Half-hearted swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did, as they appeal to the field umpire, and I think that's probably right. Count goes to 1-2. That's large, though. 1-2, much different than 2-1.
Yeah, you don't want to get rung up by the field umpire, especially where he's positioned, but yeah, right call right there.
1-2 the count, nobody out and 1 on. Sodbusters have the tying run to the plate. Here's the 1-2 delivery. That's inside, and that hit him. So Barcena comes on, had a 1-2 count, seemingly in control against Jensen, hits the batter, so the Sodbusters have the tying runs on, nobody out with their 9 1-2 hitters coming out. How about a big ninth inning rally to kind of keep this little mini streak alive? They win 2 out of 3 on the road, trying to battle back and get their first home victory of the year, and it'll be Ty Matson to the plate. Ty is due today. Couple of strikeouts and a flyout. Right-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher Barcena. Barcena out of the stretch, in a jam now. A walk and a hit batsman to begin the inning. Matson is bunting, pops it up, foul, and he is not pleased with that effort at all. Thankfully, got out of play. And got to make sure it's a strike here, too, to make Barcena work for it. Ty Matson down to the count now, 0-1. Will he still be bunting? Corner infielders are in on the grass area of the turf, the green part of the turf. Not to be confused with the brown part of the turf. Matson bunts. Third base side, it will roll foul. So Matson can't get it done, and he'll now be at the plate with 2 strikes. And if you are the head coach, Joel Skipper, what do you ask Ty to do here?
I was thinking the same thing. You know, obviously you don't want to bunt with 2 strikes because if you foul your third strike, you're out. But with nobody out and Matson already with 2 strikeouts today, hitless today, it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world if we saw Matson try to bunt here again.
He is checking his code, if you will. Nobody does signals anymore. It's all about that wristband, or as the Sodbusters have, right on their belt. 0-2, Barcena looking for an out right here. 0-2 delivery. Bunting is Matson. He will pull the bat back and take ball 1. So 1-2 the count on Matson. The sacrifice still on at 0-2.
Yeah, I don't mind this play at all. Nobody outs. Last thing you want to do is hit one weakly on the ground into a double play. Even if you do foul out, that's just the first out.
1 ball and 2 strikes, Barcena. Brings the pitch home again. Matson bunts it in the air. Caught. Look to first. Look to second. No chance for it a double play, but a really disappointing at bat and a frustrated Ty Matson will head to the dugout. He got it in play, but it was basically a line drive at the pitcher, and the Sodbusters can't advance the runners. It'll be Frank coming to the plate now.
That's tough if you're Matson. You're still bunting. The last thing you want to do is miss the ball or foul out, so you just want to get the bat on the ball, and usually in those cases you're going to pop it up there. But the pitcher there, Barcena, for reaching out and grabbing that.
So it's now Gage Frank at the plate with runners at first and second, and a big first out there for the Sodbusters. Line drive right side, caught by the first baseman, steps on the bag, double play, game is over. Lucas Danuitz, excellent play. Sodbusters no chance there, and you couldn't do anything about it if you are Lane Shires. If you were the base runner down at first, Jensen. He had just taken basically 1 step off. It was a perfect line drive, basically right at the bag, and the double play will end the threat here in the 9th inning. So frustration continues at home for the Hastings Sodbusters. They fall by a score of 6-4. We'll wrap up our broadcast right after this. It's Sodbuster Baseball. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbusters come up short the first game of this 3-game series with the Casper Spuds. 6-4 the final as Spuds win it. 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Spuds. They leave 9 for the Hastings Sodbusters. 4 runs, 7 hits. They commit 2 errors and strand 6. The winning pitcher is Tristan Tatum. Tatum working the first 5 1/3 inning. Nick Flores works 2 2/3 innings, does not get the save. That will go to Daniel Barcenas, who does come in and get the final 3 outs of the game there in the 9th inning. But Flores certainly a great hold for their team in that 6-4 victory for the Casper Spuds.
Yeah, it just seemed like finally Hastings is about to break that game open. They brought on Cooper Hack for the Spuds to pitch that last inning, but only facing one batter, and you take a gamble by taking your relief pitcher out just after one batter. And for Bowles, the head coach for the Spuds, it paid off. Bringing in Flores, your closer, or a guy who can close for you, and getting 2 2/3 innings out of him, especially after pitching last night too. Gutsy performance by Flores to get the win. Sodbusters had a couple chances late, just could not get the job done.
Marcus Miller takes the loss, goes 6 innings, allows 5 runs, 4 of those earned on 8 hits. He ended up striking out 1 and walking 2. Luke Wenzel comes in, allows a run on no hits. He ended up walking 1. And Tex Cook, 2 innings, battled around 3 walks, got a couple of strikeouts. That's the pitching highlights for the Hastings Sodbusters. I mentioned the outing for the Casper Spuds as Tatum goes 5 1/3 innings to pick up the win. Flores 2 2/3 innings, allowing no runs on 1 hit. And then Barcena on to close it out there in the 9th. He was able to work his way around a hit batsman and getting that double play after getting a line out from Ty Matson on the attempted bunt. Gage Frank with a little looping liner right on the first base bag, and just bad luck for the Hastings Sodbusters. Although you look at earlier opportunities missed and early opportunities given to Casper, and that's why it ended up 6-4.
Yeah, I agree, but let's not overlook the offense too. They fought. They had missed some opportunities like we mentioned, but highlight of the game so far, Cale Jensen. An unbelievable happening, that 2-run home run to open the scoring in the 5th inning. You know, we talked about it before. Duncan Field is not a hitter's park, and Jensen said, take that, right field wall. It's his first game at Duncan Field too, and there he is hitting 1 out. So we'll have to see if that's going to be a factor for Jensen. Just his 3rd game with the team so far. So for Jensen, he provides the bright spot of the day for the Sodbusters.
Other offense, Gage Frank did score a run. Josh Printer gets a run on the board. An RBI for Nick Jones on a sacrifice fly. And a 2-hit game for Marcos Cabranes in the contest. So the Sodbusters did have 7 hits. You look at baby steps. The last time this Hastings squad faced Casper, they had only 1 hit in the opening game of the doubleheader, just 4 hits in the second game. And they went 12 scoreless innings after scoring in the first game of that 7-inning twin bill. They didn't score again until the 14th inning, basically the last inning of the second game. So there were more offensive threats today. They had their opportunities. Really looking back at that 6th inning on what could have been. When all is said and done, it's a 6-4 loss, and now try to bounce back tomorrow.
Yep, you live and you learn, and just got to come back stronger tomorrow. Now played Casper 3 times. You got to have a pretty good idea now of what they bring to the table. They're aggressive. They swing early at the plate. They make those small ball plays. So that's going to be something that the Sodbusters should know going forward, and to have them set up for success in the next few games.
Well, join us again tomorrow. We'll get rolling about 6:10 with the first pitch at 6:35. If you're in Central Nebraska, come on out to Duncan Field and see Hastings Sodbuster baseball, as Casper will be in town once again. For the whole crew, our final score once again from Duncan Field, it was Casper 6 and Hastings 4. And this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Catch the spirit of the game, the Hastings Sodbusters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sodbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer wood bat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sodbusters and the Independence League are all about. Sodbuster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch the